A 15-point assessment. Talk Sport.
With the 4 o'clock headlines, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. Now, will Thomas Frank's true Spurs fan comments affect his relationship with supporters? He criticised fans for booing players after defeat to Fulham at the weekend.
Some reacted one way, some reacted another, someone a little bit in between. No matter what, we need all of them.
Tottenham goes to Newcastle in talkSPORT's exclusive commentary tomorrow evening. Now, as yesterday's clash between Chelsea and Arsenal proof that Chelsea are real title contenders, Simon Jordan thinks he actually saw something different.
I think it's an indication of Arsenal's credentials to go into this game and get something out of it, because Chelsea are in very, very good nick. They're full of confidence, and I expected them to get something out of this game. I am not surprised it was a draw. However the draw manifested itself, I think it's a good draw for Arsenal. Now, it's our understanding that Daniel Farke's position as Leeds manager will be in major doubt if they lose their next 2 games. Brendan Rodgers and Ange Postecoglou have previously been touted as potential replacements. They'll play Chelsea and Liverpool this week. FIFA could give VAR powers over second yellow cards and corners at the World Cup. It's part of a trial which could also be implemented in the Premier League next season. Sheffield Wednesday have officially been handed another 6-point deduction. It relates to a further financial breach under former owner Defon Chansiri before they went into administration. And police evidence which led to Maccabi Tel Aviv fans being banned for a match at Aston Villa was based on facts changed to fit a decision. That's according to the government's independent advisor on anti-Semitism. Lord Mann has told MPs he struggled with some inaccurate details given by West Midlands Force, but Chief Constable Craig Guilford says the decision to ban fans was not taken lightly. Get more on talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The early leak of the budget was because of a weak IT system, and police are considering corporate manslaughter charges as part of their probe into the Post Office Horizon scandal. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with Quick Fit. For a limited time only, get 20% off a set of 4 premium tyres in our Black Friday event. Book today at quickfit.com and drive away happy every time. Conditions apply.
Cloudy, wet and windy for most this evening, gradually turning drier later in the night as winds ease. Clear spells will develop with scattered showers, especially in the south and west.
Good afternoon and welcome to Drive, live from Times Square with me, Andy Goldstein.
It's Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent.
Darren Bent's here as well, the first of 5 shows coming your way live from the USA. And boy, have we got some big name guests for you this afternoon, haven't we?
Denzel Washington.
We couldn't afford Denzel, he was a little bit too much.
Cruise?
Tom Cruise was away, so we didn't get Tom either.
DiCaprio.
No, Leonardo. Well, we just couldn't get through to him. But it doesn't matter when you've got all the big name guests that me and he have got for you coming live from across the pond over the next 3 hours.
So we have a winner for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Canada, Mexico and USA have been selected.
USA runs the world in sports, so that's why we need this culture, you guys' culture, to continue to come over here.
We've been preparing for years, so I do feel that we are getting close to getting ready. I mean, the fact that the draw is happening in less than a month's time is very exciting.
Hey, I'm driving here.
Dust off your passports, pack your suitcases.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for drive time.
Drive in the USA. Coming soon.
I'll drive, get us there quick.
Yes, good afternoon. You're listening to Drive in the USA with me, Andy Goldstein, and Darren Bent is here. I know you can't hear me. I can't hear you. I'm sure they'll sort that out. We are live here in New York City at the New York Post Studios, and we'll be live every day this week in the US. And by jingo, have we got a show for you this afternoon? Benty's going to bring us his tea time takeaway. We'll look back on a busy Sunday in the Premier League as Man United got back to winning ways. and Arsenal didn't. And we'll be joined in the studio by two superstars, former Premier League midfielder Nigel Reo-Coker, we've just seen him actually, and the 7th highest scorer in MLS history, Bradley Wright Phillips. So make sure you stay with me and Righty for the next me and Benty for the next 3 hours. We've got some great guests lined up, not just today, but for the whole week.
Yep.
And, of course, we're going to have such a fun week because, obviously, we are live in America. And already it's been we've not even been here 24 hours yet. Or maybe we have just about, have we? Maybe we haven't, actually. But it's been so much fun since we landed yesterday.
Yeah, it's been incredible from the moment we landed to the moment I woke up at 4:30 a.m. this morning.
Well, we did say to Benny, don't go to bed. And we all went out for dinner last night. And I was there. In the end, my eyes were like so close. Weren't they? And I was like, no, I'm staying up. You went to bed about 8.
Yeah, finished.
And that was the mistake. I got to about 9:30.
And then you went to sleep. No, I woke up at 4:30 and I looked out the window and I thought, I can't sleep here. So I was going to go for a walk, but it was pitch black. Yeah. So I went, nah, I'll wait. So I just watched a couple of episodes of the programme I'm watching on Netflix.
What are you watching?
Can't remember what it was.
Okay.
And then it got to about 6:15. I couldn't wait any longer, so I got up, went for a walk, went down past Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. Went to a reserve paddle. Now, if anyone can get me in,
oh my
honestly,
goodness.
if anyone can get me into this club to have a game of paddle, I'd be very appreciative.
So Benny obviously loves his paddle, right? And the first thing he did when we were on the plane coming over was looking up paddle centres.
Yeah.
You found one that was like $650 an hour. Yeah. And you were contemplating it.
No, I wasn't contemplating it. But
you were.
Reserve paddle, I need a game there. So anyone who could kind of hook that up, I'd be very, very grateful.
I'm sure there's been a few people that have seen that we're over here.
Yeah.
And have already reached out and offered us to go to various places.
Yeah, obviously Dion Dublin, big fan of ours.
That's nice.
Yep.
Are we going to view some houses with Dion?
The stairs leading up to the bedroom.
Yes. But also, how about this? Apparently there's a fan of Drive Time.
This is the bit you're most excited
Senator
about.
I am, who looks like he's going to get us in the White House to have a little look round.
And the only reason you want to do that is because you want to drop that paste.
Goldstein's Golden Paste.
In the Oval Office.
How nice would that be? But no, we're very excited to be over here. It's great. And it is incredibly cold.
Oh, do you know what, though? When you're cold in England, it's like, oh, it's miserable out there. I ain't going out. Being cold over here, though, you're like, quite like it. It's kind of
that's
cool.
because we're looking up at buildings going, look how big that building is. That's the reason why we're doing that. Yeah, because it's all new to us.
Yeah, potentially.
It's proper cold.
Times Square's incredible, though, isn't it?
We are going coat shopping a bit later.
No, honestly,
I'm going coat shopping.
Drive me insane. Like, you're sending me pictures every 10 minutes of different jackets. Yeah. Then you're going, we're going to go North Face. Yeah. I think you was going to go Macy's earlier.
Yeah. Lots of shopping to be done.
To buy one jacket.
Where did you go for coffee? Because you could have gone to like any independent outlet here.
Pardon?
Because we're in New York, right?
Yep.
Where did you go?
So listen, I was.
No, where did you go?
No, but I got up this morning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I was walking in direction. I fancied a coffee. I needed one, and the only one that was there was Pret.
So sad.
And there is 2 minutes from the building back in England.
All the way across the pond, and you pop into Pret a Manger for a coffee.
Yeah, and it tastes the exact same.
Well, of course it does.
Do you know what I mean? Disappointing.
Doesn't matter. We've got time. We've got a busy show.
Yeah.
We're going to start, though, by discussing my team, Manchester United, and their huge win against Crystal Palace. It was live on talkSPORT yesterday. United came from behind thanks to goals in the second half from Joshua Zirkzee. What a goal that was, by the way. And Mason Mount with a free kick to see them move into 7th in the Premier League, the dizzy heights of 7th. After the game, the gaffer, Ruben Amorim, he discussed the improved second half display.
I think we increased the intensity and the pace of the game. The quality also in our connections in the second half was different, and we need to understand also that the opponent was more tired in the second half. So it was everything combined, and we took advantage of that. And the way we controlled the game when we were winning far from our goal, I think was really important to win today.
Now, what was interesting was on the flight over, we were all getting very excited about watching, fingers crossed, the live stream of 3 big games yesterday. One of them was the United game. When we got on the plane, there was no Wi-Fi, so we couldn't. And you and I were discussing, whilst we were in the air, what the score would be. I genuinely thought United would lose. Yeah. Not only did you say United would win, I don't know how you predicted Zirkzee scoring as well. Yeah. You've seen the goals, right? You've seen the highlights. We both watched it together. What did you make, not necessarily of the performance, we'll talk about that in a moment, but the result? I thought that was such an important win for Manchester United. Yeah,
it was huge because it was certainly a game that I looked at and thought, and I know obviously Palace coming off the back of that European result against Strasbourg where they got beat. But they're in decent form, Crystal Palace. You'd have to say really, really good form. I think that's 2 defeats now in their last 6 games it is, or last 7 games. But they're in good form, Palace. They're a good side, especially at home as well. I just felt that Manchester United could get something from that game, and to go and win after going 1-0 down as well. I think that shows big character. I know the squad's been questioned before in terms of up and down performances, but I mean, Xerxes, that's what you can do. Because he'll know, and I've been there before, you feel it. When your fan base, maybe people connected to the club, don't believe in you as much as you probably would like them to, it's hard to take confidence from that.
Well, I don't think it's they don't believe in him. It's just that was his first league goal for Manchester United.
We haven't seen it
for a year.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. So obviously, there's never really been an outcry of, if he's not playing, people going, get Xerxes in the team.
No, that's right.
So the fact that he's managed to get himself a goal and then Mason Mount scoring as well, I think for Ruben Amorim, that's big confidence, because a lot of people would have looked at that and gone, they ain't getting anything at Palace. And I just had this sneaky suspicion you might get something, but fair play.
Well, we'll talk about your side, Arsenal, a bit later on, and it looks
5
like
points clear. Yeah, nice.
And 2 points dropped. But it looks like no one's really going to challenge. If you slip up, I can't see who's. Maybe Man City, I suppose they're the only ones. But other than that, maybe Chelsea. But no one's really pushing. With that in mind, that sort of tells me the Premier League, the quality in it isn't as great as we've seen in previous seasons. It's going to be incredibly tight, I think, from maybe 3 downwards. Do you think that means Man United have got more of a chance of getting into the top 5 or 6?
I think if you can get a bit of consistency, there's no reason why not. Because although I'm not saying it's a poor league this year, but it's a very inconsistent league. And you've seen that with Arsenal have probably been the only consistent team. Man City have had their moments. Chelsea, when you think, OK, they're about to do it, they've maybe fallen off a bit. Villa had a bad start, but they're now purring. Then you've got Brighton in 5th. Sunderland do have an amazing run at the minute. Yeah. I just think it's an inconsistent league. And when you look at Liverpool 8th, come on now. You've got Liverpool in 8th.
Where, Liverpool?
8th.
You sure you got that right?
And you
just check it again. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, they're 8th. Yeah.
And you've got people like down there that are like Newcastle, Spurs. Even Forest had a good season last season. They're 16th. I just think it's going to be inconsistent. But I think if Man United can get a run of games where they start to pick up results, not necessarily winning all the time, but just not getting beat, a point here, 3 points there, there's no reason why you can't finish in Europe. We've obviously counselled Albert.
Yeah, and that would have been top 8. Would you be nervous about that?
Yeah,
you
100%.
would. Okay.
But I still think Jokeres is going to score more than Sesko, so it would have levelled itself out.
Yeah.
But still, you look at it now, if you're Man United, you must be like, we haven't really got going yet, and we're still in the mix. I mean, you're only, 4 points of a second?
I know. It's insane. We've got the January transfer window coming up as well. What do United need to buy in that?
I would still go and get another centre-half. I would. I think you need another holding midfield player. Although you've got Cobby there, he just, for whatever reason, doesn't fancy him.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper seemed, I think, settled down a bit, although I'm not quite sure about him.
Why not? I thought he made some important stops.
Yeah, he did, but I haven't seen a large enough sample size to go, okay. He's the guy.
But he doesn't look bad.
No, he doesn't look bad. But I think another holding midfield player.
Like a believer, yeah?
Yeah. And even, I like your front player, attacking players, but without Sesko, you haven't really got a 9-9, but you're not going to go and buy another one. So I'd go centre-half and midfield player.
Okay. What about an Ollie Watkins?
See, he's in my tea time takeovers and we'll talk about it, because if I am a team, honestly, that needs a centre-forward, I would go to Villa and just say, listen, not even so much how much can we take him, because clearly he's not.
Well, he's not number one choice now at Villa.
Nope.
And you've got the World Cup coming up, so he needs first team regular football.
I think there's about 7 teams, maybe more than that, that he would go and start. And you know what you're getting from him.
Yeah, okay. Just a word on Crystal Palace. Glasner seems a little bit frustrated with the lack of depth in his side.
Yeah, he obviously wants new signings. They see he's not a miracle worker. Well, he is a miracle worker, but he loses key players. They sign good players, but then all the top clubs come and take them. So, but he's still doing a wonderful job. I mean, they're 9th. They probably should be doing better than that in terms of how good they actually are. But I mean, I can understand his frustration, but they're having another great season. They're going well in Europe.
Are the expectations higher for Palace, bearing in mind the success they had last season in the Cup?
Yeah, I mean, but their league form is not irrelevant, but they are certainly at this present time more of a cup side than a domestic league side.
Yeah.
So I think if they can go and nick another cup, maybe Europe or some form of cup, and I think they've got a great chance, although they got beat by Strasbourg in the Conference League. There's no reason why they can't win it.
Okay. We've got a busy 3 hours coming up, just under now, of course. Your mate Nigel Rio-Coker, he was in the studio.
It's not amazing, didn't he?
He did, and he looks fantastic as well. He looks great. Sean Wright-Phillips will be on our show as well.
Bradley Wright-Phillips.
Yeah. The right. Sing it, Benny. Oh, you're not singing it.
Second?
You're not singing it?
No.
You listen to Drive in the USA. We're live from New York on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, our friends at Just Eat. Right now, there are millions of prizes to be won when you order on the app and play Winter Winners. 18 plus terms apply. Coming up on our show, we're bringing you a week of shows from the USA ahead of the World Cup draw in Washington. It's this Friday and it's live on talkSPORT. By the way, I'm looking at myself on our monitor. Why do you look so much taller than me?
Because I'm just bigger
We're on
than
the
you.
same size chairs. Yeah. I look like, like when you were 4, you used to go for a hairdresser's appointment, and they put like about 6 yellow pages down so you can make I need some. Anyway, still to come, we'll be joined by a former Premier League midfielder, and he smells fantastic, Nigel Reo-Coker. Just quickly, I know you're a big fan of the F1 world. Max Verstappen won the Qatar Grand Prix yesterday.
Goes down to the wire now, doesn't it? The last race of the season.
Well, I'm glad you said it. Set up a season-ending title decider between him. Can you name him?
Lando Norris.
And?
It's not George Russell.
Oscar.
Oscar Piastri?
Yeah. Well done, yeah.
I need to say the
There's a joke I want to make, but we can't do that. That's in Abu Dhabi this week. Crystal Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta's long-term future is uncertain, with talks over a new contract understood to have stalled.
See?
We're talking about centre-forwards.
But that's the problem that Glasner's got, because he's done so well with his Palace squad. But we know Gahey's going. He's going to go.
Yeah.
Wharton's, they're talking about Wharton going.
Yeah.
Munoz, the right back, he's probably going to go. Mateta now with the contract situation, he's probably likely. Other clubs are going to look at him and go.
That's just because of the side. No disrespect, but like Bournemouth have the same problems, right?
A little bit, yeah. So that's why I feel for Oliver Glasner, because he's thinking,
"What? I can't build.
It's hard for a club like Palace to build. It's not hard to build, but it's to what level can you build to?
I know, but then you look at someone like Brighton, right? Look at the superstars they've sold for big money.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you accuse Brighton of being a selling club, you'd be right. But they sell, and then they manage to bring in another really good player in his replacement.
They do.
So it is doable.
It is doable, but you look at Brighton as well, for all the wonderful and great stuff they've done, and they've been, since they've got in the Premier League, have been like really in terms of consistent.
Yeah.
Palace last season with the FA Cup, that is absolutely massive. So for Glasner, he's probably thinking, well, I'd love to be able to hold on to Elise or Eze or Mateta or all these players that they've got, but unfortunately the big boys just come and take them.
If you're a football club, like a so-called smaller club, and you win something like the FA Cup, do you then as a player think that's as good as it's going to get for me at this club, maybe it's time for me to move on? Or does that not really come into you?
Well, I guess it will do to a point, because look, Palace are not going to win the Premier League, right? They're not going to probably get in, unless they win the Europa League, which they're not in. They're not going to get in the Champions League. So I think if you win a club like Palace, an FA Cup, and then say they back it up this season and win the conference, I mean, that is just being greedy.
It won't get any better than that.
No, but at that football club, it will get no better than that.
Yeah.
So that's where you potentially go, listen to the owner, Steve Parish. Listen, I've done all I can, and you know how much thank you for everything, but it's time for me to go to the next level. And I do think Palace are a club that allow their players, like at least they get to Bayern.
Well, when Steve Parish was on, I think with White and Jordan, he was alluding to the fact when they were talking about Mark Gurhey,
exactly,
he wouldn't stand in his way, which is how it should be.
It should be, and these guys who obviously have left, they don't kick up a fuss, do they?
No. No, they do it the right way.
They do it the right way.
Yeah, not like Isak. We'll talk about Newcastle and Liverpool a bit later on, but we're going to start with Chelsea and Arsenal in this part of the show. They played out a 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge yesterday afternoon. Moise Caicedo was shown a red card for a rash challenge on Mikel Moreno after 39 minutes, but a spirited performance from the Blues earned them a point. It means that Arsenal now have a 5-point lead at the top of the league, whilst Chelsea sit third, 6 points off top spot. And after the game, the Arsenal gaffer, Mikel Arteta, reflected on his side's display.
Wanted the 3 points, and especially after with 45 minutes, you want to do that. But I have to recognize as well what happened the whole week, the amount of difficulties that we faced, the top opponents that we faced with no recovery. It's 2 days game, 2 days game. Today again we play with one less recovery day here, and the injuries that we had. And on top of that, I think the boys responded incredibly well, and I'm very proud of them.
Now, we couldn't watch the game because, of course, we were in first class on BA, flying over. We weren't in first class, flying over the pond, but we were discussing how we thought the game. I can't remember what you said. Would you have taken the point?
No, I thought Arsenal would win.
Oh, right, okay. So when we landed, we turned our phones on, and you saw the result. Your immediate reaction was one of disappointment.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what it was? It was the fact that Chelsea down to 10 men. That's where that reaction came from.
Yeah.
But listen, Chelsea are a good side. Arsenal would have probably looked at that and gone, it feels like 2 points dropped because they were down to 10 men. But listen, I had a long chat with my dad who went to the game yesterday, and he said about how good Chelsea were, played really well. Reece James' performance is what everyone's talking about at the minute.
By the way, who? I mean, to put him in the middle of the park like that.
He was there at Wigan, wasn't he? When he went on loan to Wigan, he bossed it from that area. I know Wigan's it's a completely different level, but you knew that he was a talented footballer. But
not that good. I mean, no, I knew he was one of the best fullbacks we've ever seen.
But
I
not
knew
in
that.
Centre midfield.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Because if that backfires, all of a sudden there's question marks over Maresca. Like, what are you playing him there for?
Yeah, no, but I think Maresca's played him in there before when he's played Gusto at right back and him in there sometimes.
I know, but not in a game like that.
No, but he was like, and when I watched the highlights, his performance was outstanding. He was really good, Robert Sanchez, and that's where if you're in Arsenal, you go, well, fair play, because Sanchez, some of the saves that he made yesterday, like they almost deserve the point, Chelsea, for hanging on. So yes, although it feels like 2 points drop for Arsenal, it's another game where they're unbeaten. They've still got that nice cushion of 5 points. And if you look at some of the fixtures they've got coming up, now they've got Brentford at home next. I'd expect Arsenal to win that. There's no like if buts or maybes.
No, I agree with that.
You go on and win that.
If you want to win the Premier League title, they're the games at home you need to win.
You win that. Then you've got Villa away. There's no reason why they can't go and win that.
Tough.
Club Brugge in the Champions League. Then Wolves at home. I mean, Everton away. There are a run of games now in the Premier League where you go, come on.
Yeah. I think a point was a great point for you. I think Chelsea will be the ones at home with the player centre. Well, okay, if down to 10 men he managed to get something out of the game, it's a benefit,
100%. But no, Reece James, I just wonder if Thomas Tuchel loves Reece James, right? And rightly so, he was brilliant for him. But look at how good he was in centre midfield. He's not going to play there for England, of course.
No.
But just to go in there, make that inverted fullback and another midfield body in there. I mean, he's just brilliant. I've always been a big Reece James.
He was fantastic, yeah. How tough can it be? I hear this quite often, that down to 10 men, difficult to break down, everyone behind the ball. Is it really that tough if a player gets sent off for the opposition to break them down?
Yeah, it always depends sometimes how expansive the team that are down to 10 men are going to be. Now, if you go down to 10 men and try and play the exact same way, teams will just carve you open. They're too good. But if you decide to just bank and sit in there and be really resolute and really solid, don't let people play the ball between you, then it could be a long afternoon, and then it can get a little bit frustrating for the opposition. But for Chelsea, I mean, apparently they went about it the same way. They still tried to cause problems, but again, in the end of it, as an Arsenal fan, you're thinking, it's an opportunity missed with the 3 points. But in the grand scheme of things, they were second behind Arsenal. It's still that same distance of 6 points.
Yeah.
It's not the worst result in the world.
What did you make of Anthony Taylor's reffing? He booked a few players quite early on in the game. It's difficult because I don't know if you should ref games differently because of how big the teams are. I would
like to see a little bit of that, a little bit of common sense.
Okay.
I know they're not allowed to, but the reason why is because when you have big fixtures, like the emotions are running high, and rather than higher than normal.
Okay.
Yeah, like Man United, Liverpool.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Yeah.
That emotion, even when I played in the derbies that I played in, like playing my first one, Ipswich Norwich, like they said that it's just another game, but your emotions are just a little bit more wide, and you're thinking, right, we've got to win.
I know, but we're constantly asking for consistency in referees.
Yeah,
and if it changes from one game to another, judged on how big the game is, then isn't that going to be?
Yeah, but every challenge is subjective, right? Nothing's black and white. So some challenges where he probably should book him. He could go, do you know what? Because of the game, I'll leave it. And no one's going to question him and go, that should have been a booking, that should have been a booking. Do you know what I mean? So I think sometimes just have a little bit of...
Quick word about sending off. I mean, you can't question it.
You can't even argue with that. It's a bad challenge from Caicedo. The bit afterwards made me laugh, though. Why is he going down? Like he got injured.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you know what I mean?
I know why he did that, because he thought, I'm in a world of trouble here. I need to pretend I'm hurt.
So even when he was smiling when they sent him off, like he knows. But yeah, Caicedo's been a top player for them.
Okay, last question on it, then we'll move on. Everyone talks about Man City. If you don't win, it's Man City. Are Chelsea in the mix? There must be, right?
Yeah, Chelsea will be in the mix. I'm not sure for 38 games they'll be as consistent as Arsenal or Man City, but where Chelsea will come into play is that they can take points off anyone. They're taking points off Arsenal. They've beaten Liverpool already. I know Liverpool are in a bad way. On any given day, they can beat anyone, Chelsea. And I think that's where they'll play a huge part in this title race.
Okay. Still to come, we're going to be joined by former Premier League midfielder Nigel Reo-Coker will be joining us in the studio in just a moment. But first, it's time for No Googling. The first of three, of course. Moises Caicedo was sent off, we alluded to that a moment ago, against Arsenal yesterday afternoon. We want to know who was the last player before that to be sent off in a Premier League game between Arsenal and Chelsea. The answer to that and loads more coming up live on Drive from across the pond right after this on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT's Martin Keown thinks Chelsea's ill discipline cost them 3 points at home to Arsenal.
The back four at the end of the game, there was only one member of the regular back four still on the pitch. Calafiori had to go off because he'd had a booking. So all in all, I think Arsenal will be happy with that.
Enzo Maresca has no complaints about Caicedo's first half red card in the 1-1 draw, while Simon Jordan says Chelsea can win the Premier League again, just not this season.
It looks to me like that Chelsea are going to be the people that are going to perhaps push Arsenal. Liverpool are going to find themselves, they're going to recover, and all of this nonsense about Liverpool will find itself getting together. Man City are not the same team as they were.
Johan Wissa is closer to making his Newcastle debut following a knee injury. Eddie Howe says Wissa's playing a full training game and will play another this week.
Everything's positive, but he will be back involved when we think he's able to contribute to the group and has a minimal chance of re-injury.
Newcastle versus Spurs is live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. Meanwhile, former Spurs striker Meadows questioned the mentality of the current squad, who have just 5 points from 7 home games this season. And Meadows doesn't think Thomas Frank has any players worth watching.
With all the respect to all the players that we have, we don't have a player like Kane. We don't have a player like Robbie Keane. We don't have a player like Son, of course.
Serena Wiegmann hasn't had any talks about extending her England contract, but says she's very relaxed about it.
I'm still really enjoying the job. I think the team is still enjoying that I'm around. I think that's really, really important too.
Wiegmann's current deal expires at the end of the 2027 World Cup. Hampden Park, meanwhile, is being renamed in a sponsorship deal. Scotland's national stadium is now called Barclays Hampden. And Ascot Racecourse has announced record prize money of £19.4 million from next year, an increase of £1.65 million. There's more on talksport.com.
Welcome back to Drive in the USA. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. In a moment, we'll say hello to our special guest who's smelling incredible. Before we do, the answer to the question, who was the last player before Moises Caicedo to get sent off in the Premier League game between Arsenal and Chelsea? Any idea who that is, DB?
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say...
Do you know the answer? Have you cheated?
No, look, my
Do you want a clue? You want a clue?
No, I know it. I think I know it.
Go on then.
David Luiz.
He's David Luiz, yeah. What year was that?
Ooh. 2017.
It is the right answer. Well done, little cheat. Still to come, we're discussing Aston Villa and their rapid rise up the table. But now we're delighted to be joined live in the studio by this man.
Rio Coca is past Campbell and he's in for West Ham here and he slots it away with great style.
Oh, he's done well. Oh, they've scored. Rio Coca has given West Ham the lead.
With Seattle pushing men forwards, it's Rio Coca. He's not scored this season, but he's got Camilo inside him. And it's Rio Coca through the legs of Sperling for the second time this season.
Yeah, we're delighted to be joined by former Premier League midfielder and captain Nigel Rio Coca joins us. Nigel, good to see you.
Pleasure to be here. It's been a long time coming. I know Benny's been on me to come on the show as a guest, and it's been a while, but I finally made it happen.
Well, it's good to see you, and it's good to smell you as well. You look and smell fantastic. We've got lots to talk to you about. Before we talk about football, let's talk about you, because you've been living over here for some time now, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about what you're doing nowadays. Who are you working for?
Work for CBS, the Golazzo Network, and it's the first ever time that they've launched the network in America that's 24 hours football, or as they say, soccer. So we cover a range of leagues. We've got the rights to Serie A, the EFL Championship, the Leagues Cup, and a few other things internationally for the US national team, and then obviously the Women's League as well, and WSL. So we cover a range of football, but we also cover other leagues, even though we don't have the rights. So we do La Liga when it's the big teams. We do also Premier League coverage as well, a bit when it comes around results and table. We cover football 24/7 and all types of football.
That must be hard, because, listen, it's hard enough sometimes doing this job when we concentrate on predominantly what's going on in our country in terms of Championship, Premier League. But if you're covering all leagues, I mean, how often... And also, is it one of those where at the weekend you could be anywhere? So they must be going to be covering the women's game or Serie A or La Liga?
Yeah, multiple screens. Every weekend when we do all the different coverages, there's probably 8 games up in one big screen, and then your eyes are just all over the place. So you're covering, but then you do learn a lot and you open yourself a lot more to other different leagues and different players. So you do see some players before they make it out to the Premier League. And you can ask them, playing in the Premier League was great. So you know what it takes to play in the Premier League. You know what it takes to play for different clubs and what comes with wearing that badge. So when you see some other players playing in their league, you can already see, right, that player might struggle in the Premier League maybe because of the physicality. It's too physical for him. He's a very good technical player. He's better off going to La Liga than going to the Premier League. And then maybe that player doesn't have the mindset to represent this club because the fans are very demanding and he might not be strong enough. So you open yourself up a lot to learn a lot.
We'll talk more football in just a moment. Let's talk more about you. You're 41. I think I've done my maths right. You came over here when you were about 29. So you've been over about 12 years.
Yeah.
Does it feel like home now?
Yeah, it has felt like home. It's felt like home from the younger days.
Okay.
No, because obviously when we started to break through, we were that young generation coming through the great time in the Premier League or English Football League, whatever you'd say. And for us, we were the first young group of players coming over to America.
Why did you make that move?
To America?
Yeah.
Just something different. Because we know most of the players who are older than us were going to Spain and Portugal. So we just thought we'd go further afield. And that's when obviously the world started to change. The world started to be a lot more interconnected. So you'd go to America. We used to go to Miami first. Miami was the first real stomping ground. And we used to party in the off-season. And then come back home. Then
Why has he got a big smile on his face when you say party in Miami?
Because he knows about partying.
Yeah, I bet
he knows about the Delano Hotel and going downstairs in the nightclub and all that. He knows about Miami.
I wasn't really a big man. I was LA.
No, of course, you were in bed by 9.
I was LA.
Yeah.
Then there's another group who started to go, instead of Miami, they started to go to LA. I don't want to name the players because snitches get stitches. But
and most of them are probably still married as well, right?
No, it wasn't. I mean, back at that time, I don't know. But they started the LA trend. And then after they started the LA trend, a lot of players started to go. So a lot of big name players from your Chelseas, your Man U's, they all started to go to LA as well.
When you started playing over here, so just over 10 years ago,
yeah.
What was the level of football like then compared to what it is now? And can you give us an idea of what it was like then? If you compare it to maybe, I don't know, but like League 2, League 1, or where would you put it when you first came over and played?
Back then, I would probably say it was probably, it's hard to say, League 2 maybe, because it was difficult. At best.
Okay.
Because the infrastructure still was being built. Like most clubs didn't have good enough standard training grounds. The travel was basically, you had to fly commercial at the time. You could only fly private if once or twice in the season. The investment wasn't there. And then the players weren't there. And then also I'd have to say that the coaching wasn't there. You know, when you go through an experience and you see some of these coaches and their mindset, it's very Americanized. It's not the same way as it is in Europe. And the mindset is, it's like they're so used to coaching kids and young kids that when they have grown men in their dressing room and how they coach these men, it's very hard for them. I remember some experiences that I had when I was here where they were doing everything for these kids. I said, if you don't let these youngsters have responsibility or take accountability, how are they going to take accountability on the football pitch for you as a manager? So there was that balance that just wasn't quite there, and I think the coaching has got better now. The players have got better, and the standard has kind of risen, and there's some really good coaches and managers there. And I know recently there's talk about Wilfred Nancy and maybe him being linked to the Celtic job, and I've seen him do his thing, and people don't realise he's French. He was linked to going back to Liga, and his team, Columbus Crew, play the best English European style of football in the league, but he's a very good coach and manager. He also develops players, which is something that's gone out the game. You know, in our generation, managers and coaches will pull you aside to say, to be the best, you have to do this, you have to do this, and work with these players to get better. But the modern game's changed so much now that they've got so many coaches, but still the good managers are able to develop these players and get the best out of them in the right moment.
No, one of the biggest things, the differences I felt when I played against an MLS side, certainly on a pre-season basis, was that, I don't know why now, but technically was maybe where the big gap was. But in terms of athleticism, they were always like specimens over here in terms of how strong, quick, powerful. Is that something that you noticed?
Yeah, but then that's the problem that they had. They relied too much on athleticism. And I've said it before. I said they don't think about the technical aspect and also the football intelligence. That's what they're lacking, about the football intelligence, the know-how, how to win games, how to see out games, and also in the final third, just encouraging these players to be a lot more intelligent. It was very athletic based, and I think what they did was, like how it is when you watch the NBA, the NFL, and you see all these other sports, it's all athlete based. So when these parents are paying for their kids to have private lessons, it's all athleticism based. There's nothing about the football aspect and teaching the game in the sense of football intelligence, what the Europeans do, how they do things, how you win games, how you become a professional. Because you can be athletically gifted, but you will be found out. And we saw it with some American players who did come to England earlier days, and they were very athletic, but they got found out football-wise because they didn't develop their footballing brain to understand what it is to play at that professional level.
Let me ask you, I know sport out in America is absolutely huge. You've got the NFL, you've got the NBA, you've got baseball. I'm not too sure where soccer is on that list, but it's certainly not top 3. We've got the World Cup coming up, of course, in this country, in Canada, etc. How big is soccer out here? How ready is America for the World Cup?
It's big. It's big. It really is getting bigger. And people don't realise, I know we're in America, yes, and they have MLS, but the following for the Premier League is absolutely extraordinary. Like the watch parties that people have done and other networks have done, and the turnout, and then the fans that you see. I remember, 4 or 5 years ago, actually wasn't too far from here, Grand Central Station. And at that time I was working for a particular network covering not even Premier League, different league. And I was walking towards Grand Central Station. Think about it, you've seen how big these streets are, busy people. Horns blowing, typical New York, not paying attention. The horn's still blowing aggressively. I look, taxi driver, hey, you still at West Ham? And I'm just like, wait, what? How does this guy recognise me? But it just goes to show the passion of football here, and it is really big, and the excitement's growing. I'd have to say what Pochettino has done recently with the US national side has caused a bit of a stir, but he's 100% right, because he wants the mentality to change. Now, I've always said it, and I've said it plenty of times on TV over here. I said when I look at football over here, especially for the US national side, I call it suburb babies. Because when you get into the grassroots of how football works in this country, there's a lot of mistakes being made. And like the American way, the finances come first before the actual product.
Let me ask you then, because obviously over in England, we expect England to win the World Cup every single 4 years, right? We write songs about it. It's coming home. It's coming home. I think we've got a chance, right?
And by the way, the Yanks make fun of me about that, because the Americans I work with said that England have never beaten American World Cup. Do you know that? And if they keep on riding off that wave, and I said, but you guys have never even won a World Cup, so where are you going? But that's what
I like the way you're going back to 66 to win an argument. That's what we have to do. But what are the expectations like for the Americans going into this one? Is it just like if we get out the groups, or is it like, well, whatever happens?
Do you know what? I think for them, they want to show progression. So it's more than just getting out the group now. And I think Poch really has stirred the pot with them and changing the mindset and the mentality, which a lot of people have said. So what he's doing is something that a lot of people have said. There's too many players in the national team now that are comfortable. And when you speak to some of these American fans, they sit there and they say, oh, because they're at big clubs, they think that's just a rite of passage. I said, okay, fine, you've got your starting 11, you've got the regulars like Tyler Adams, Pulisic, Weston McKennie, and the regulars that you guys sing and dance about. I said, but what if they're injured? Where's the next base coming through? And that's what Poch has done. He stirred the pot. He's been using a lot more players who are based in the MLS, and they've gone and earned their stripes and actually done really well. And he's trying to change that mindset, because there's been an interview that he did recently where some players are like, oh, I want to rest for the World Cup. And in Poch's mindset, he's thinking, wait, how do you know you're going to the World Cup? But that's how comfortable so many American players have become. And it's because now they're at big clubs, they think they've made it. And we're always constantly arguing, the Europeans, about how, yes, you're at big clubs, but are they the heartbeat of this big club? Are they the game changer? I mean, Pulisic is doing his thing at Milan right now, and he's become one of the main men there, and he's performing. But it's just there's too many players who are comfortable. And again, when you get back to the grassroots and you see how it works in this country, you learn it's really a lot about finances. And there's talented players who will miss out in making it because their parents can't afford to it. Like, I remember my missus is like, oh, why don't you get your son into football? I said, I'm not going to pay $2,000 for someone to train my son where he doesn't care about training my son. It's just a numbers game in how it works than really the development.
We've got you for a whole hour, right? Which means, is that right?
I can go longer than an hour if you want, but no, I'll get kicked out. No, an hour.
If you can, that'd be great. But either way, we've got you. When we come back, we're going to talk about more Premier League football and some of your former clubs as well. Nigel Coker will be joining myself and Benty live on Drive from across the pond. Make sure you stay with us. More from the superstar right after this. Welcome back. You're listening to Drive in the USA on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and our guest, the wonderful Nigel Rio-Coker, and our friends at Justy. There are millions of prizes to be won when you place an order on the app and play Winter Winners. 18 plus terms apply. We are bringing you a week of shows from the US of A ahead of the World Cup draw in Washington this Friday. Still to come, we'll be getting Nigel's thoughts on his former side, West Ham. We'll talk about another one of his former sides, Aston Villa, in just a moment. But just quickly, Sheffield Wednesday, more bad news, have been deducted a further 6 points. Things are not looking good for them, on and off the pitch as well. Right, let's talk about Aston Villa, shall we? A 1-0 win against Wolves meant that they ended the weekend in 4th spot, level on points with Chelsea. An impressive turnaround from Unai Emery's men, who didn't win any of their first 5 in the Premier League. In fact, they didn't even score a goal for the first 4 games of the season. What do you make of Aston Villa? Before we talk about this season so far, what do you make of Aston Villa at the moment under Unai Emery?
Fantastic. I think he's taken him to another level. You know, he took over when Stevie Gerrard left, and what he's done, you can just see a team that's just full of confidence, coached well. Everyone knows their roles and responsibility. A manager that's not scared to make changes when necessary, but he's got a great balance. And from speaking to some people I know at the club and other people I work with, funny enough, Matty Cash's sister, Hannah Cash, you could see he's a manager that's very...
What do you think that is? What? Do you think Matty Cash's sister?
Where do you work? Hannah Cash. She's one of our presenters on the network.
Is she
now.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She studied a lot in America, so she's over there now. She's joined the network. So I'm always making fun of Matty when he does silly stuff and sending him voice notes. No, it's amazing. He's a manager that you can see clearly he's very big on shape and possession with the ball and without the ball. And that's something that's been confirmed. He really works a lot on the shape. And you can see it by how Villa play, what they do. You can just see a team that's well coached in understanding responsibilities on the ball and responsibilities off the ball. And he gives them the freedom to play. Unbelievable. I think for me, when I look at Villa now, in my opinion, I think the Europa League, they are one of the favourites for that competition this season. And I think that is what they should go hard for. I think they've got the balance right now. They're doing well in the Premier League. It's not going to be easy. There's still going to be tough fixtures. But I would say realistically, achievement would be to try and win the Europa League this year. And I think that's something they should look to really show the progression of what Unai Emery has done to Aston Villa.
You know, it's a great point you make there, because when I look at Crystal Palace under Glasner, he obviously did what he did, got them to another level. Then they went and won the FA Cup, and that was almost like all the kind of sacrifices and that chance on Oliver Glasner's paid off. And I almost feel like with Unai Emery, you're 100% spot on. If he can go and win a trophy of some sort, I think that will really kind of set him apart from the rest, if that makes sense, in terms of the expectation for Aston Villa and where he's taken them.
It would. I mean, when you look at when they were in the Champions League, it's great. Villa Park was rocking, and that's where, you know, realistically the club should be. And they've won that competition before, European Cup winners. So for me, a club that big, and when you look at them now, yes, it would be great for a domestic trophy, but I think in the competition they're in now, the Europa League, when I look at the teams that they're in against, that is what they should really be aiming for. I think that should be what would bring a real good standing for how far Unai Emery has taken this club to. You win that, then you go next year again in the Champions League, more reinvestment.
Let me ask you about Ollie Watkins, struggling for game time at the moment. We've got the World Cup coming up. If you're his agent, what would your advice be when the January window opens?
I think he'll come back in. I think sometimes as a manager you just have to take a player out the fire. I mean, he's been phenomenal. Players lose form, lose confidence, lose belief.
But he needs to be playing every week, right?
He needs to be playing every week. I think Thomas Tuchel's made that very clear. Tuchel made it very clear to every England player that you need to be playing. But I don't think it's panic stations. I think he's still one of them up there, and I think Thomas Tuchel likes him a lot. And what players have to understand now, the manager's shown us who he is. Like, being a good team player and being a good human being around the place also goes a long way into being England squad.
Do you think he's loved by Unai Emery? There was that moment with John Duran last season where Ollie Watkins was starting, and the next week he wasn't, and then he sort of fell out of favour.
Rashford.
And then Rashford came on loan, and then of course he dropped down the pecking order again. Do you think he's loved by the manager?
I think Unai Emery really does like him. It's hard to tell because you're not there day to day, so you don't know what the real deep relationship is. But at the end of the day, you've got a job to do as a professional football player. So there's times where you have to look at yourself and know, like, right, fine. When I get my moments, I have to take him. So once he gets back to that belief in himself and starts scoring goals again, I can't see Unai Emery taking him out of the team. You can't worry about that because football is very similar to a working environment anyway. So one day your manager might like you, next day he doesn't. What are you going to do? You're going to sit there and cry in the corner? No, you just got to get on with it and do what you have to do. in that sense. So I still have confidence in him. I think he's a really good player, Ollie, and I think he definitely will find form again. And it's just something that all footballers go through. There will be that period. But when you go through this period, this is when we're going to learn about you more as an individually, how mentally strong are you.
Can I ask, sorry, Benny, is he England's second choice behind Harry Kane?
For me, I would say so.
Yeah.
I really would say so. I can't see an argument against it, especially that he's doing it. He hasn't been scoring recently, yes. But when you look at everything else of what he can bring and do, you don't become a bad player overnight. That's just the reality.
Do you know what, the couple of things, though, first of all, where I think there has been a kind of a breakdown with Unai and Ollie Watkins, because I think, so over the last couple of seasons, the big games, he's not played him. So that tells me there's something quite right there. But also, I agree with Nigel in terms of, I think he is England's second choice, but by default. Not because he's almost earned it, even though he has in previous seasons, but he's not been great this season. But then Liam Delap, not quite sure yet. Solanke can't stay fit. Ivan Toney's obviously gone to Saudi. We're not quite sure what's going to happen with him. So I would put him second by default.
Yeah.
But I don't think Thomas Tuchel now's, I would say, is completely convinced on him right now, because he left him out the last squad for no striker. So that's where I'm a little bit... If I'm Watkins, he needs to find a way of back playing again.
Let's carry this chat on after the break. Is that okay? Because we've got you for another 30 minutes.
Well, if Nigel says no, then what are you going to do?
Well, we'll take back the $40 we've paid him.
Can't even get Chick-fil-A with it.
I'm sure you can somewhere. We've got Nigel for the next 30 minutes. Bradley Wright-Phillips will be joining us as well. Lots coming up between now and 7 p.m. Stay with us. This is Drive live from across the pond in the United States of America. We'll see you right after this.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2 metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park, and don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows, but as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Welcome back to our number 2 drive on talkSPORT in the USA with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, and our guest, Nigel Reo-Coker, live from New York. Still to come, we'll be asking whether Spurs fans are right to boo Vicario after his error against Fulham. But now, are West Ham in safe hands with Nuno?
It's going to be a slog.
We look at ourselves, we take responsibility. We're the ones that play week in, week out.
Complete Hammer horror show.
He needs to see a change of attitude first and foremost. You can do all the kind of tactics.
Slammed into the net by Matthias Jensen. It's 2-0. He's headed in by Rodon. It's 2-0. 15 minutes in. Pathetic, weak. West Ham 3, Burnley 2. So back-to-back home victories for the Hammers.
Early days for Nuno, okay. Once they click, I think, and they get a confidence and everything that comes with that, you know, they're going to grow, and I think they're going to be safe.
Nuno looking a bit perplexed about things, not happy, I'm sure. His side didn't really turn up today, Perry Groves, and they end this game without a single shot on target.
Yeah, following yesterday's defeat at home to Liverpool, West Ham, they're now 17th in the table. They've lost 8 games out of the opening 13. And to make matters worse, Lucas Paqueta was shown a red card. Both of those yellows were for dissent towards the ref in a moment of complete madness. They have to play Brighton, Villa and Manchester City in the next 3 games. After yesterday's match, Nuno Espirito Santo reacted to his side's defeat.
First half was a good half. I think both teams organised. We reached good positions, not quite make it the final pass. The shot was missing, but overall disappointed with the result, of course, and disappointed that we wanted to change the day. Unfortunately, the bad news of Billy Bonds, we wanted to give the fans something to cheer on, but was not. But we fight till the end.
Listen, we'll talk about West Ham as a club and where their season's at in a moment, Nigel. Let me ask you, as a former... You saw the sending off, right?
Yeah.
Paqueta, for dissent. As a former captain, I was watching that, and I was thinking... I love Jarrod Bowen. I think he's a fantastic player, and we'll talk more about him in just a moment. But as a fan watching the game, I'm thinking, as a captain, he should be stepping in between his player that's obviously lost the plot and the referee. Get him away, get him out of out of harm's way and then deal with the situation. As a former captain yourself, how much responsibility would you expect to have in a scenario where one of your players has clearly lost the plot?
Oh, I would have taken full control of the situation. That's why I'm a captain. I'm supposed to be the voice or the person that the manager goes to first, and you've got to read the situation there. The thing about it is, even Van Dijk was trying to save Paqueta there in that situation, and that's your opponent saying, get back. So, I mean, it's nothing against Bowen. I think he's a fantastic player, but that's not his character. You have to understand that. He plays his football and does a leadership role by doing the right things in the pitch, by leading with his football, not very vocal. For me, I think Paqueta there is just is idiotic, stupid, because you've had two sets of players, some of your own teammates and also the opponents that you're playing, who'd gain an advantage if you get sent off. We're trying to help you to say, calm down, step back. It's a very idiotic red card for such a talented player who they're going to need in the tough run for the season.
No, listen, I agree. I think we looked at the scenario and you're thinking, Jarrod Bowen, just go over there and pull him away. I mean, listen, I've known you for a long time. I've seen you as a captain. Even if you're not physical, but just get over there now because you're doing them a favour. But the fact that he didn't do it and then Virgil was doing it, for me, just wasn't a good look at all. And he is a player that I'm I'm a big fan of him. I enjoy watching him play. I think he's got that real kind of X factor in terms of he could take possession, could play a number of positions. But it's those little moments there, Paqueta, where you just think, use your brain a little bit. You know you're going to get sent off. Come away from it.
I mean, we've always known that he's a player that plays on the edge. Very emotional. Nothing wrong with that sometimes, but you have to channel it in the right way. And like you said, obviously, we're focusing on Bowen as a captain to do that. But again, it's unfair because that's not Bowen. That's not the type of captain that he is. Not everyone that wears the armband has that ability to do that. For me personally, I can only speak on my experiences and what I'm like. I would have grabbed him because knowing the magnitude of the game and what's at stake, and I would have grabbed him and thrown him away and then tried to calm the referee down and say, listen, just leave him, he's emotional right now. But the fact that he didn't do that, it's nothing against Bowen, it's just not him. But for me, Paqueta has to take responsibility more so than anything else because it was just stupid. It was idiotic.
He's had a tough, 18 months, obviously been under investigation. Before all that started, actually, he was heavily linked to a move to Man City. When you see something like that, do you think maybe it's time for him to move on?
I think so, because I think he knew what he was doing, because he knows what's going on. I love it sometimes when we talk about these football players. We act like they hide under a rock and then they only come out on Saturdays to play football. Like, they watch the game, they know what goes on, they know about VAR. We've seen so many players nowadays go down so easily in the box and they always want to claim for a handball and stuff. They know exactly what's going on. Paqueta in that situation knew what was going to happen. For me, I think it was more disrespectful to the club for the fact he continued to go on, knowing that referees are told that they're going to book you for dissent, and he just kept on going. So for me, I just feel like mentally he's just not there right now.
Do you think that the ref maybe should play a part in this and go, listen, come here. I'm going to get the red card out in a minute, right? But before that, I'm going to give you one more chance. Because it looked like, I mean, I saw the highlights, but that was played out in real time. I just thought from the first yellow to the second one, there wasn't maybe a long enough period. The referee could obviously see he's distressed and he's got a problem. Has the referee got a job to do here, or does he literally just become a robot?
He has a job to do. He follows the letter of the law, because the referee at one point backed away.
Yeah.
So he gave him the first yellow, and Paqueta kept on coming in, and he backed away, and then he kept on coming again, while two sets of different teammates, your own and your opponents, were trying to push you away, and you still kept on coming. The ref had no choice, because the ref gave him a choice by backing away, because he didn't want to give him the second yellow. When the ref does that, you can say, all right, he's trying to avoid confrontation or avoid any words being exchanged, but then he came back again. It's all on Paqueta. We can't look on the referee on that one for me. I understand sometimes we say about using common sense, and I love that phrase. But common sense isn't very common to a lot of people in the world nowadays.
Go on.
I was going to say, what have you made of West Ham this season? And I guess that they started and it was appalling. Of course, they sacked the manager. Nuno's come in, but they must have disappointed you this season, your former club.
Yeah, recruitment hasn't been great for me, and that's been said before. Lack of athleticism and dynamism in the modern game of what the Premier League needs. Nuno, for me, is a manager that I feel will get the job done. When you in that situation there, the first thing you have to do is go back to basics. Be hard to beat. And that's what Nuno's starting to implement now. They're starting to become harder to beat now. They're a bit more better organised. When it comes from set pieces, out of possession, you can see they're a lot more difficult to beat, which is what you need to do. You start on that foundation, you start picking up points, and then the confidence is going to come that you're going to start winning games. I think Callum Wilson's found himself as well a bit of form. Bowen, we know, can always get them goals and make things happen for them. But the biggest thing that was missing was that foundation of being hard to beat. And the young lad Potts has been very impressive, and I felt he was impressive as well when I saw him in pre-season over for West Ham, and he's got good energy in that midfield.
Let me ask you about a player you mentioned, Jared Bowen. I know you listen to talkSPORT occasionally.
Here we go.
Benty and I had a huge debate. I don't know if you heard it. It started off with a conversation, and then it just blew up. Went on social media, it went nuts. We were talking about who was the better player. I said Jared Bowen. He said Noni Madueke. Who do you think is a better player?
No, let me put a bit of context to this, right?
No,
I didn't say that.
Well,
I said for England,
yeah.
Madueke's been better. Was my point. Day to day.
I know. Hold on. And then I said, who's a better player? And
yeah, I had to back it.
And you said Noni Madueke.
I had to back it.
So that's my question to you. Who's a better player? If you could only pick one tomorrow, who are you picking?
For England.
For what I've seen so far, I would go with Bowen. I would have to go with Bowen.
Hold on.
I think,
I'll just put this down. You carry on.
No. I'm just saying this because, for me, Bowen has showed it in a longer period of time. I see Bowen as a lot more of a mature player in the sense of the amount of games he's played, his age. He's a lot more smarter in football wisdom. Madueke is still young. When it comes to the England conversation, Bowen hasn't really been given a fair run. He hasn't been given a fair amount of opportunities to play for England as Madueke has, like with Thomas Tuchel.
But that's my thing though, Nige. And you're right in terms of experience. But then why is Madueke, who's a lot younger, beginning of an opportunity straight away to go in and do it, and Bowen hasn't?
I mean, that's just Thomas Tuchel's preference. I mean, it could be another manager who might have given Bowen the chance ahead of Madueke to go and play, because he has got the ability to beat players. He's got the ability to take players on. He's also can come inside. He just, for me, I find it's hard to criticise him like that because, and I'm not against Madueke, I think he's been great, but he's taking his opportunity, which is what you're supposed to do. That's the difference. He's taking his opportunity, but I still don't feel Bowen has been given a fair enough opportunity in games to show what he can do.
Just put win for Goldstein down, right?
Go ahead, listen, you come on the show.
It's good.
I don't back me.
No. But
Come on the show, don't back me.
There's no right or wrong in the conversation.
Oh, there is. There is. Right here. Right, wrong there. All right.
It's just opportunities, though. I mean, that's the thing, though. And then West Ham fans will moan a lot about that because they say West Ham fans don't give. Players are not given the right opportunity as other players are in different clubs, and it goes to that whole conversation of big clubs. The reality of it is, Bowen is still doing it for West Ham, and even in their dark times now,
he's still the one.
He's still the one. He's still their standout player.
Should he move?
Whoa, you must want me. Actually, I'm living in America.
Yeah, you're safe over here.
No,
the cab driver.
The cab driver.
I heard what you said.
No, I mean, listen.
Should he move to a bigger club?
I think he needs to have a conversation with West Ham what the direction of the club is.
Do you think he should move?
I can't answer that question for him.
Why? Why can't you answer that?
I can't answer that question for him.
Not for him, for you. Do you think it?
I mean, it depends what he wants in his career.
No.
Okay,
Hold on.
West Ham.
You know how you picked Jared Bowen over Noni Madueke? You know how you made a decision there?
Yeah.
So make another one. Do you think Jared Bowen should move to a bigger club?
If West Ham are reinvesting to make the club bigger, I think he should stay.
Okay, no, I've got one for you.
Yeah. Because it's a big... West Ham are a big club.
End of the season.
Yeah.
Salah's moving on to Saudi. Liverpool go, Jared Bowen, we want you to replace Salah. What do you do?
Then he'd have to go. He would go.
Do you think he should? Do you think he should?
This is brilliant. Right, yes.
Right, we got him.
Yes.
Let me ask you quickly about the manager. We touched on him earlier, Nuno. Is he good enough to get them top 10 and above, do you think?
If they back him in the right way, if they give him actually what he needs players-wise, he's very wise when it comes to the type of players he needs. It's the recruiting that's been the problem. I think Nuno's already shown that if you back him in the right way and get him the players and let him build a team, look what he achieved with Forest. You know, that team was very well coached, well organised. People might not say the football was that great, but for the players that he had and assembled, they assembled them to play a certain way in style, and it worked, and it nearly got them a top 4 finish. So I feel that for a club like West Ham, yes, he can do it. And I think for me, what Oliver Glasner's done at Crystal Palace is the ambition that West Ham should be having. Yeah. They should be looking to say, right, every year we go in, yes, we want to stay in the Premier League, we want to finish in the top 10, but we want to win the FA Cup. We want to win the League Cup. We want to start winning trophies now, domestic trophies, to really put a bigger footprint on what the club is. So I think that Nuno, with the right backing, definitely can take them to another level.
Okay. We got you for one more section. You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT Live from across the pond with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. And in case you're joining us late, Nigel's just said that Jared Bowen should move to, and I quote, a bigger club. More from the three of us right after this. Welcome back to Driving the USA on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and the ledge that is Nigel Reo-Coker, and our friends at Just Eat, the app for all your delivery needs. We're bringing you a week of shows from the US of A ahead of the World Cup draw in Washington on Friday. We're all very excited about that. Still to come, Bent is going to be going through the rest of the Premier League action in his tea time takeaway. Just quickly, I mentioned this earlier, Crystal Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta's long-term future is uncertain, with talks over a new contract understood to have stalled, and Sheffield Wednesday have been deducted a further 6 points. Right, let's hear from the Tottenham gaffer, Thomas Frank. He's been speaking ahead of his side's game away to Newcastle. He's live on talkSPORT tomorrow. Over the weekend, of course, he said that those Spurs fans who booed their own goalkeeper Vicario against Fulham were not true fans. And earlier today, he was asked whether those comments could damage his own relationship with the supporters.
I don't know. And you can say, how do you define a true Spurs fan? I think all the fantastic fans we have believe they're true Spurs fans. Some react in one way, some react in another, someone a little bit in between. No matter what, we need all of them.
And I also saw...
we were just having a chat while that audio was being played. I didn't understand necessarily what you said because my ears were in, but you said something...
I remember, obviously, I've known him a long time, but I remember something similar happened to you at West Ham fans towards the end when they were booing you.
I mean, well, different parts, but yeah. I've experienced that before, booed by fans.
Why?
Different generation. I mean, there was different things. I think one point was when we had that terrible second season in the Premier League, and it was like, oh, you know, it's all my fault. Different reports and things were coming out.
Was it just you they were picking on, other players?
Generally, it was just me, but then the team wasn't doing too well, and I was captain as well at the time, so I got booed. And even when I just got to West Ham, I witnessed Christian Daly at the time, the club captain. He was getting booed one time. I think we lost to Millwall. And he scored an own goal, really not much he can do about it, and he got booed for weeks and weeks. But that was a different generation. You know, that was a lot more mentally strong and challenging generation of football players.
Do you think the fans have a right to boo players?
Fans have a right to do whatever they want. You know, I think for me that they pay their money, yes. I don't agree with it. It's not constructive. It's not going to help the players. But you can't tell fans how to act. And at the same time, you know, as ex-players, even when you've played the game and then you're away from the game, you do sit and watch games and analyse games to say, it's down for us to give these fans something to cheer about. So sometimes in some games I've played in, you always say to yourself sometimes that, what do you have to lose? Like, you've got absolutely nothing to lose. These people are coming in there, whether it's 60,000, 70,000 stadium you're playing in front of. They're here to watch you play. So what do you have to lose? So you have to have that bit of arrogance and belief in yourself. And, I mean, Tottenham for me right now is just a difficult place. It really is a difficult place as a football club. And then you wonder sometimes if the whole culture or the club really needs to be gutted out. Because my thing is this, fans have the right to boo. But when you boo and you look at the modern game right now, how are you going to attract players, or players going to want to go to Tottenham if they see the fans acting like this? Because it's a different generation of footballers you're dealing with now. I think that's something that people have to really understand.
What do you mean a different generation? Because when you say something like that, I haven't played the game, but my thoughts are, I don't know if that's true, because if you offer someone 80 grand a week or 150, they're going to go anyway.
No, but
is that not the case?
No, but the likelihood of that is, as Nigel's alluding to in terms of the mentality, is that, well, if you're going to offer me 80 grand, there's someone else going to offer me this 80 grand, so I'll take the
more loving
option.
club.
For top class players, they'll take the more easier club. They'll take the more easier route instead of going to a club that, if you see this type of behaviour, so to speak, why would I want to go there? Because it's very competitive. When you talk about Tottenham, you got to talk about Villa, Newcastle. There's so many clubs now, Bournemouth. Right? There's so many clubs competing, and not just in England, but also in Serie A and La Liga, where these players have a better option. Because the pool now of top class players isn't as big as it was in our generation. Because now a lot of players, Andy, are athletically driven than actually footballers with a footballing mindset, footballing mentality, and football intelligence.
Earlier on, you said, I think you used the phrase like "gut the club." Is that right?
Yeah.
With Tottenham. What do you think the problem is with Tottenham then? How deep is it?
It just seems to me like it's just a mentality thing. I mean, Benny could add to it more than me because he's been at that club and everything. I just think it just doesn't seem like the mentality is right there and the outset is there. And the examples I've used before is, for example, to be the best, I always say you compare yourself to the best, right? Most people would say Real Madrid is probably the biggest club in the world and one of the best clubs. You might not like how they conduct themselves as a football club, but they do it for a reason. That's how they stay successful. You get hired as a manager, you don't do what the objectives are, you get fired, on to the next. But it's about winning. Because I always say this to people as well, when they say about Real Madrid, I always say, tell me what's their footballing philosophy? Because I've heard that so many times. Their philosophy is just winning. So when a player goes to Real Madrid and they line up all their Champions League trophies alongside you, what does that tell you to understand the monster that you're coming into, what's expected at this club? It's winning. They do that for a reason. So for me, that just lets people going into that club understand what it means to play for this club and what we expect. With Tottenham right now, it's hard to understand where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do. And is it really that the messaging hasn't been done well enough now to say, this is what we're trying to do, this is the atmosphere we're trying to create, this is the culture of the club we're trying to create?
Do you know what? I think last season's decision is a prime example of that, because 17th for Spurs isn't good enough by any stretch, but they won a trophy. So it is almost like, okay, what is it? Is it finishing 10th and you win the trophy, a successful season? Because this is what I don't understand for this season. It's going to be interesting, is that, listen, I don't think they're going to win anything, but if they finish 10th, 11th, 10th, we'll say 10th for the sake of this argument, will Spurs fans go, well, it's an improvement on last season, we were 17th last season, so I'm happy with 10th? Absolutely not. They're going to go, that's not good enough. So I don't quite know what is the yardstick in terms of what's a good season and what's not.
Well, I would imagine, all football fans want to win something primarily, right? And I think if you're one of the big heads, you want to win something, not just in a domestic cup knockout, but you also want to win the league or have a chance of winning it, knocking on the door, like Arsenal, like Man City. Chelsea are in the mix as well. Not obviously Liverpool this year, you never know. But with Spurs fans, I think their expectations always been high, but realistic as well. Spurs fans don't think they're going to win the Premier League, but
But that's the problem. That's what I'm saying about the mindset. Why should they not start thinking like that?
I think you have to be realistic, right? Spurs fans deep down, like I'm a Man United fan. I know we're not going to win the Premier League this season. I know that.
Yeah, but you're coming off the back of winning it for decades.
for years.
I know, but I can look
historically.
I can look at the players we got. I can look at where the club is at the moment, and I can look at the other teams that are knocking on the door, and I know that we're just not good enough. I think Spurs fans understand where they are, but they would expect a cup run and maybe at the end of it a trophy. I think that's fair for Tottenham, right?
So for me, when I look at, again, you talk about the mindset and everything that the club's done, right? You look at the new stadium, amazing. Gets used to NFL, big club. They want to be mentioned in that big club mentality. And I know, obviously, speaking to a lot of English fans, and they've got to understand the business side of football now. The word branding is used a lot, and that's a reality of your local football club. The one thing that's changed in football isn't so much the players and maybe the coaching and everything like that. It's the owners. The owners are different. We grew up in a generation where most of the owners were local wealthy businessmen. There's a deeper connection to clubs. These guys are just business first. So for me, for Tottenham, is it unfair to say that as a Spurs fan, or for what the club should be saying with what we've got now, realistically every year our aim should be top 4, at least in the Champions League, while still trying to do a cup run alongside that? But for a club like us, if we want to say a big club, we've got to be in the Champions League every single year, like Atletico Madrid.
Do you not think there's too many clubs to have the same ambition?
I would say there's a good group of clubs there, but I think Tottenham should be looking at itself in that way.
So, Arsenal are 100% there, right?
Arsenal,
right?
The usual.
Chelsea, 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Start the season, Liverpool will have that ambition.
Yep.
Right? Man City will have it as well.
Man City.
So there's 4 clubs that we all sort of say is nailed on, guaranteed. Well, Tottenham can't get in that.
Well, look at Liverpool. Yeah, but you say that, but Liverpool have had a drop-off this season, and now Villa's in there, Brighton's above them, Sunderland's above them. So there's no reason why they couldn't be that team.
But this is the part about creating a culture. This is the culture aspect. It's like whoever the owner is or how the message is filtered down, it should be, we expect top 4 finish. That should be it. And then the players coming into that building with the manager, whatever it is, I'm not getting involved in that side of the conversation, but filtering that message down that this is what we expect, and the manager keeps on relaying that message to the players. It's fine to be ambitious like that. I know it's competitive. Like you said, you've got Villa and all these other clubs, and Newcastle's another one. I'll probably say for Eddie Howe at Newcastle, as great as he is, I guarantee that up top above him, they would expect at least a top 4 finish pretty much every year.
Shall we carry this conversation on tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, and
who's paying for lunch?
You're coming. We don't have time for lunch.
Who's paying for lunch?
We don't have time for lunch, do we?
I heard Benny's got a company card.
I've got a company card. Anyway,
Producer Joe over there, he's got it.
There's a great steakhouse in New York called Old Homestead. Yeah, one of the oldest steakhouses there.
Oh, shout out. Yeah, shout out like what you're doing there. You're coming back tomorrow. You're also going to tell us your teammates' top 11, right? Who makes your... I don't know if it's your top 11 or your 1 to 11, I'm guessing that's what we're doing, right?
I didn't know how to do that, but okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Research.
Would you put Gabby in it? That's a no.
He was the ultimate pro, Gabby. Yeah.
Was he?
He was the ultimate professional.
When we come back tomorrow with you, can you have a Gabby story up your sleeve that we haven't heard before?
He should have Gabby stories.
We've heard all his.
No, you was there longer than I was.
Oh, Gabby's just Gabby, isn't he?
Okay.
Gabby is
Can you give us
Gabby.
a Gabby story tomorrow? Is that all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Nice one, Nigel.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Don't forget the la-di-das. Right, still to come. We'll have some fun with the best of talkSPORT. But first, it's time for no Googling. Spurs have won only 3 games at home out of 21, with one of those coming against relegated Southampton. We want to know who are the other 2 clubs that have secured home wins against them in that time. The answer to that, and our next guest as well, we'll be joined by Bradley Wright-Phillips in the studio right after this with me and Darren Bent. Make sure you join us, and if you don't, we know where you live and we'll come and get you.
talkSPORT's Martin Keown thinks Chelsea's ill discipline cost them 3 points at home to Arsenal.
The back four at the end of the game, there was only one member of the regular back four still on the pitch. Calafiori had to go off because he'd had a booking. So all in all, I think Arsenal will be happy with that.
Enzo Maresca has no complaints about Caicedo's first half red card in the 1-1 draw, while Simon Jordan says Chelsea can win the Premier League again, just not this season.
It looks to me like that Chelsea are going to be the people that are going to perhaps push Arsenal. Liverpool are going to find themselves, they're going to recover, and all of this nonsense about Liverpool will find itself getting together. Man City are not the same team as they were.
Johan Wissa is closer to making his Newcastle debut following a knee injury. Eddie Howe says Wissa's playing a full training game and will play another this week.
Everything's positive, but he will be back involved when we think he's able to contribute to the group and has a minimal chance of re-injury.
Newcastle versus Spurs is live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. Meanwhile, former Spurs striker Meadows questioned the mentality of the current squad, who have just 5 points from 7 home games this season. And Meadows doesn't think Thomas Frank has any players worth watching.
With all the respect to all the players that we have, we don't have a player like Kane. We don't have a player like Robbie Keane. We don't have a player like Son, of course.
Serena Wiegmann hasn't had any talks about extending her England contract, but says she's very relaxed about it.
I'm still really enjoying the job. I think the team is still enjoying that I'm around. I think that's really, really important too.
Wiegmann's current deal expires at the end of the 2027 World Cup. Hampden Park, meanwhile, is being renamed in a sponsorship deal. Scotland's national stadium is now called Barclays Hampden. And Ascot Racecourse has announced record prize money of £19.4 million from next year, an increase of £1.65 million. There's more on talksport.com.
This at Drive on talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. Don't like this song?
No, your dancing is what I don't like.
What's wrong with dancing?
I don't know, wait.
Got a bit of rhythm going on there. If you're joining us now for the first time today, well, you've missed the first, hour and 36 minutes of our show live from across the pond in America, in New York. New York. You enjoy New York?
Love it.
We do a bit of shopping after this.
We'll have a little look around, show some spots, some
sneaker
shops,
shopping, yeah.
Jacket shopping as well is what you want to do.
Yeah, a little bit, and we got to get some stuff for our loved ones as well.
Yeah.
There's a Dunkin' Donuts. I might get a T-shirt or something. Before the break, I asked the question. It was sort of about Spurs. They've won only 3 games at home out of 21. One of those was against Southampton. Who were the other 2? Do you know? I don't think you would. It's a tough question. Burnley.
Yeah.
And the great Manchester United.
The Man United, did they smash
1-0, that was in February.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, I say that. I mean, it's written here. Jack's probably done these, so
it's probably wrong.
My advice would be, can you fact-check all of those, please, back in London. Right. Still to come, we'll be joined by MLS legend Bradley Wright Phillips, but now it's time for this.
Benty's Tea Time Takeaway on talkSPORT with Just Eat. Score yourself a stunning delivery straight to your door.
How you doing? It's Darren Bent. Takeaway. Can I take your order, please?
Get my hands, marinate all up in the thing. I like my medium well.
Ginger beer.
Oil over it. Get my brush thing, get the oil over it.
It better be Heinz. If it's not Heinz, honestly, I'll lose it.
I'm Darren Bent, and this is my Tea Time Takeaway.
Yes, this is Bentley's Tea Time Takeaway with Just Eat, where every Monday 100 Club member Darren Bent serves up his 5 key takeaways from the weekend's Premier League action and acts really badly, more importantly. So, Benty, time for some acting. What's on the menu this week?
Well, first up on the menu, Sunderland are safe already.
That's it? You're not going to ad-lib any more than that?
It's coming.
No, usually do a bit more.
No, listen,
do a bit more.
The next one's coming.
No, let's ad-lib double time now.
Okay.
Come on, Betty, what are we doing first?
I can't. Never guess what, right?
Oh, yeah. Go on. Hold on. Is this breaking news?
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
I saw a result, and that just told me the spirit that this team's got.
Yeah.
Sunderland are safe already.
Acting's really good, man. Let's hear from Sunderland gaffer Regis Labrie speaking to talkSPORT after that comeback win against Bournemouth, and he said it was a huge day for his side.
Yeah, I think this one coming from 2-0 down is really important, especially in these circumstances, I think. So it's good for the character, the experience and the belief of the squad, I think, because probably at Fulham we missed this opportunity to show the best version of Sunderland, and in this best version we have the character, we have the intensity, we have the second balls, we have the counter press and so on, and today it was the case.
Yeah, your former club, Sunderland, 22 points already so far this season. Are they safe, Darren?
I think they are. I think the way they've been going about their business has been fantastic. I mean, their home form's great. I think currently they're 5th in the home table, 15 points acquired at home.
Who's top 4? You got it in front of you?
Yeah, Man City top, then Arsenal, then Brentford, Villa,
wow.
and then Sunderland. And to be fair,
Spurs bottom of that.
What, the home form?
Yeah.
Wolves and then Tottenham.
Okay.
But fair to Sunderland, haven't lost a game at home at all this season, so their home form's going to be key. But I think a result like that just gives everybody a lift. Do you know what I mean?
Why? Because they look down and out?
Look down and out, and I know obviously Cook with the sending off was a bit stupid, but they look down and out, and to come back and to win the game, that will give the supporters confidence, the players confidence, everyone connected to that club confidence. And it's a bit cliche, but it's fact that if you can take points at home and make that a fortress, you've always got a chance of whoever you play at home in taking points. And the fact they're on 22 points now already, I can't see them. It would have to be a monumental collapse for me for them to go down, because you look at the bottom 3, Wolves have got 2 points, the 20-point gap. Then you've got Burnley 10 points, Leeds 11, West Ham 11. Like Sunderland I'm not going to capitulate that much.
I agree with you. Do you think for a newly promoted side, your first season in the Premier League, it's totally irrelevant where you finish and how you finish there, as long as it's not in the bottom 3?
I think so. I think when you first get promoted to the Premier League, it's not just about, because you see teams come up and go, right, it's almost like they run before they can walk. We can finish in the top 12. Well, hold on, you haven't played a game yet. And I think this Sunderland side have gone, do you know what? It's about staying up. And even now they're currently 7th in the Premier League. They're still going to be saying in there, we're still not safe yet. It's only when it becomes mathematically safe, then maybe it will change. But still, their expectations won't differ.
Okay. Should we produce some more horrific acting?
Mm-hmm.
Darren, what else have you got to talk about today?
One of my favourite players in the league, right? You wouldn't have seen this coming.
What's his name, Darren?
It's not Semenyo, who I spoke about before.
Yeah.
Igor Thiago.
Igor Thiago.
Yeah.
You like him, do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah, lots.
Well, on the back of that, let's hear from the Brentford gaffer, Keith Andrews. Keith Andrews, he's been speaking after that win against Burnley, and he was asked if Thiago should get a Brazil call-up.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. He's very patriotic, proud Brazilian, aspirations to play for his national team, and if he keeps doing what he's doing, I would imagine it's only going to be a matter of time.
I sort of get you know about Brazil more than I do, but they don't really have a recognised out-and-out number 9, right? 12 goals in 14 games in all comps. I mean, it's a must to go to the World
11
Cup.
goals, Premier League goals in 13 Premier League appearances is scary form.
Yeah.
And for me, he's in better form than João Pedro. He's in better form than Richarlison. And both of those guys obviously play for their country. But he's incredible. 5 goals in his last 3 games as well. He just... When you watch him play, right, he's not the quickest. Like, he sometimes, at times, looks a little bit immobile in his body movement.
I know what you mean.
But just scores goals. Scores goals for fun. Gets in the right positions. Can finish the chances off as well. He's stronger than you give him credit for. And, I mean, if you're Keith Andrews, you're probably thinking, we've lost Mbeumo, you lost Visser, what's going to happen? And he stepped up, and he looks absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, Igor Thiago, for me, has been absolutely brilliant.
By the way, just quickly, so does Keith Andrews. He deserves a lot of praise. Cause
you just need to apologise to him.
No, I already have done, and a lot of people thought they'd go down, he'd take him down, or he'd get sacked by Christmas. He has proved everyone wrong.
No, he's proved you wrong. I know,
yeah, but I wasn't on my own in that, was I?
No, but we're talking about you.
No,
right now.
Okay. He has proved me wrong.
But no, Igor Thiago, second top goal scorer in the Prem, 11. And by the way, him and Haaland 40 and him 11. The next closest person to them, 7. Welbeck. So them two are way out in front.
Yeah. Where would you like to go next, Darren?
Well, I mean, come on. Haaland is the only player that can score goals.
Oh, so you're just reading it now?
Yeah.
You're not even ad-libbing. Why aren't you ad-libbing anymore? What's happened? Ad-lib that one for me.
Haaland isn't the only player.
No, you're just reading it again in a posher voice.
Do you know what, right?
Oh, yeah, go on.
Only Haaland. 14 Premier League goals.
Yeah.
Been brilliant this season.
He has, Darren.
But he's showing. But no, City are showing. That is not the only City player that can score goals.
Right, let's hear from the gaffer, Pep Guardiola. Well done after that late win against Leeds. Good work, Jack. He said that he was relieved to get over the line.
With the 3 points, you see the game in general, so the first half should be over. And in the Premier League, when you concede the third, it's never over, never. But sometimes win that game is necessary, and yeah, today we sleep second in the table, and I keep going.
Yeah, 3 goals from City, none of them from Haaland. I said ages ago that every time he plays 90 minutes, he'll score a goal. And I was right up until that game.
No, he wasn't, because there was one where he was offside.
Yeah, but he still scored.
Does it count, does it?
I didn't say they'd all count. I said he'd score. But that must be great for the manager, because one of the questions we've always asked about Man City and Haaland is how much they rely on him. Mm-hmm. And even though he's playing, if you've got other players scoring and you win, and he's not on the score sheet as well. That's all you want as a manager, right? To know that other players, you don't just heavily rely on your striker.
No, and he's going for almost a mini goal drought by his own standards. I mean, last 3 appearances, 2 90 minutes in there, and I think there was a 25-minute in there. No goals, and it's surprising because when you look at certainly in the Premier League, their goal hauls, he's out there on 14 goals, then it's Foden on 3. So I think that, I know it's Leeds as well, and Leeds pushed them all the way.
Well, his goal was amazing for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's a big positive for Man City because it almost at one point was like Haaland or bust. But the fact Foden's now stepped up, and even after Foden, it's Doku on 1, which isn't good enough. But at least they've won a game now. They've scored 3 goals, and Haaland hasn't got one of them. You go, okay, well, there are goals in the side. So I think if Man City are going to go on and try and pip Arsenal to the Premier League, more players are going to have to step up.
Okay, 2 more teams to talk about. We'll talk about Villa and Wolves in just a moment. Quick word about Tottenham and Fulham. What do you want to talk about there?
Yeah, Thomas Frank has just created a massive problem. I just think that the comments the other day by saying that you're not a true Spurs fan if you don't boo.
If you do boo,
I just think it's one of those where he's obviously emotional about the performance. He's not happy about what he's seen. He's seen one of his players get booed. I just think sometimes someone should have just said to him, just, like, relax. You know what I mean?
He's an experienced man, right?
He is, and that's why
I'm not a manager, and I would never dream of saying, well, if you're not a proper Spurs fan, if you're booing, I wouldn't say that.
I think the last couple of weeks, though, he's made some really bizarre comments, like before the Arsenal game, writing up Eze. Who's Eze? Like these are not the way Thomas Frank kind of goes about his business. But the last couple of weeks, he has started to show that maybe the pressure's getting to him. Like Brentford, brilliant club. It's not Tottenham, though.
Could he lose his job this season?
Yeah.
He could.
If they keep getting beat, like if he can't win a game at home and they keep getting beat, he could be in the big problems. Because we saw Ange lose his job, and I know he won a trophy and lost his job. I know the league placement was poor, but for Thomas Frank, he's got to find a way now of getting results home and away.
Okay. Last up, we're going to talk about Villa and Wolves. What do you want to talk about there?
Yeah, I think for Ollie Watkins, again, didn't start. Malin preferred. If I'm a team in January and there are a chance that I could get him, I'd go and get him. You start going through the whole table.
Give me some teams that could get him.
I mean, that need a centre forward.
We could, right?
Right. West Ham could. I know they've got Callum Wilson, but he could stay fit.
Okay.
Forest, I can potentially not Forest. Everton, one. If ever there was a club that screamed, I need a centre forward, it's Everton. That's one where you go for definite.
Yeah, I think Spurs are on that list as well. They're desperate for centre forward.
Spurs another one with the Solanke situation.
Yeah.
So I think they're the 2 main ones where you go, oh my goodness. I mean, Everton, they've got everything's there. The creativity's there. If they had Watkins and you had Dewsbury Hall, Grealish, and Ndiaye behind him, there you go.
Okay. That was Bentley's Tea Time Takeaway. Well, thanks to our friends at Just Eat. Feed your squad with matchday meals delivered in time for kickoff.
Bentley's Tea Time Takeaway on talkSPORT with Just Eat. Score yourself a stunning delivery straight to your door.
When we come back, we'll have the best bits of talkSPORT in an item we've called the best bits of talkSPORT. And then from 6 o'clock, Bradley Wright Phillips joins us live in the studio. And that studio is this one. And this one is in New York. And that's where we are today, live on talkSPORT. Welcome back to Drive in the USA on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and our friends at Just Eat. From vouchers to cash prizes to Champions League final tickets, there are millions of prizes to be won when you place an order. 18 plus, terms apply. I've just been complimented on my American accent. It's very kind.
No, they said it was horrific.
Hey man, we're bringing you a week of shows from the USA ahead of the World Cup show in Washington, man, on Friday.
You're probably offended about how many people's in America?
A lot.
50 mil?
What is it? 50 million? Mate, 64 in England.
No, I didn't finish it. No, it's 50 million in the state of New York, I was saying. That's what I meant.
60 mil in America?
No, 50 mil in the state.
You know, when you see it on the map, that's not life size.
No, in the state of New York, I said 50
Oh,
mil,
okay.
yeah,
In the state of New York?
Yeah,
you said it in your head, though, right?
50 mil, yeah.
Okay, time now for this.
Step up to the Oki and win on talkSPORT.
I know. Benty just said, you got a long read, I know I have. Right, pin back your luggles because we're closing in on the talkSPORT Darts Trophy 2025. And it's, of course, in its third year where 8 of talkSPORT's biggest names go head-to-head against the PDC World Darts Championship kickoff. This year, you and a mate could be right here with us. How about that? You're going to be the only members of the public allowed in on Wednesday, the 10th of December in London. 2 seats, 2 insiders' passes, a true money can't buy experience for the ultimate talkSPORT fan. And then, how about this? The very next day, you'll also both be heading to the opening day at the PDC World Darts Championship at Ali Pali. Plus, blimey, there's more. Plus, also at 2 nights hotel stay and a massive £2,500 in cash in bangers and mash. For your chance to win, text the word WIN, WIN, to 8333 88338. A text will cost you £2 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call 0343 423 9761. Lines close 4 p.m. next Thursday, and that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. So for your chance to win, text the word WIN, WIN, to 8338. Now, this is a network promotion, full T's and C's at talksport.com. Time now for this. My favourite line in that read was, you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. Let me just point out, if it doesn't ring, don't answer it. All right? I just want to make that clear. Right, time for the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across talkSPORT. Let's start with talkSPORT 2's live and exclusive coverage of Ipswich getting absolutely battered and embarrassed by the mighty Oxford United. Go on, Oxford. Jim Proudfoot and the Arsenal supporting Adrian Clark were on comms duty, but Jim wasn't having Adrian's outfit.
But yeah, this is my warmest coat. Yeah, they gave me this one. Does have a little subtle Arsenal badge on it. I was hoping no one had noticed. But
a little subtle Arsenal badge equates to, I don't know, is that 9 inches tall?
It's just, well, it blends in though, doesn't it? It blends in. I'm wearing it for warmth, not for fashion.
Well, clearly.
It's a big badge, isn't it? 9.5 inches. Big old badge, that is. Who's the most annoying Arsenal fan?
There isn't any. There isn't one.
I'm looking at one.
No, there's no annoying Arsenal fans ever.
I can think of about 8.
No, there's none. Absolutely none.
How much merch is too much merch? Good question. You don't really wear the Arsenal badge.
Nah, I feel a bit. Do you know what? I've got so much at the house.
I know you have.
And I don't really wear it.
Why don't you just stick it on eBay or something?
No, I don't want to sell it, but it's one of those where there's been times I've gone to get it out and wear it, and I've just said, even for Arsenal podcasts, and I've just gone, no. I just can't for some reason.
No, I agree with you. What do you make of the weather in New York?
Freezing cold, but I love it.
It's 3, isn't it?
Rains in New York.
Or 36. I work in old numbers. 36 is.
It rains in New York, cool. Rains in England, disgusting.
Okay. Well, don't blame it. I wonder how the 40 million Americans feel about the weather. A reminder that EFL action continues tonight as Birmingham take on Watford at 8 p.m. All the build-up begins at 7 over on talkSPORT 2.
On to Weekend Breakfast with Shaban and Tony Cascarino. Saturday's show came from Newbury Racecourse, and here's a strange confession from Shaban.
I could be a truck driver. I could do it. That's a job I could do nicely. Stick on a podcast, stick on the radio, I listen to the talkSPORT Daily podcast and sail down the road.
Would you pick up any hitchhikers then?
No. God, no. You never know.
I picked up a hitchhiker years and years ago when I was at Gillingham on the M2.
Did you?
I picked up a random guy, and it's a long story, but he ended up staying at my house.
How would you get on as a truck driver?
That's just insane. He picked up a hitchhiker and he stayed at his house.
Yeah.
That's very bizarre.
How would you?
I thought you were going to ask me the first question.
Yeah, how would you get on as a truck driver?
Oh yeah.
That's the first question.
I'd have a really, really big truck. I'd have a massive horn. I'd have one of them. I'd love to be a truck. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Okay, would you ever pick up a hitchhiker?
No, I wouldn't.
You would pick up even if you knew them.
I wouldn't pick you up.
No. Which talkSPORT presenter would make the worst companion for a road trip?
talkSPORT presenter.
Cundy would be fidgeting like crazy.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, probably Gabby. Probably.
Nah, do you reckon?
What exit was that? 10th? No, 11th? No, 12th. Stop asking questions.
Remember, you can catch Shaban and Tony from 6 a.m. every Saturday and Sunday.
Right, let's finish with 21 minutes to go. The brand new podcast I do with Cundy come out today. A new episode come out today. Here's the fun boy answering the question: What would you be called if the name Jason wasn't available?
Elvis keeps springing to my head.
Elvis Cundy. That's a big name, man.
I know, but imagine that.
Elvis Cundy.
Imagine that if you're like...
That's a great name.
Elvis. I thought about that about 3 or 4 seconds. Elvis. I couldn't get past Elvis.
Well, if you had to get rid of Cundy, what would your whole new name?
Presley.
That is good. That is funny.
Yeah, Joe, do me a favour. You got a pen for me so I can write that one down.
He's nicking my jokes.
Honestly.
21 minutes to go.
Appalling.
Let's see your best Elvis impressions.
Was
that it?
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Is that Elvis? That isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Good work, TB. Good work. You can find all the episodes of 21 Minutes to Go wherever you get your podcast from. New episodes drop every Monday. Today's Monday. One has dropped today. And, of course, you can find all of our other shows on the talkSPORT app where you can swipe between talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 and all of our other sister stations so you never miss a moment. If we had a really wide lens here, you'd see that waiting in the wings is Bradley Wright Phillips. He's over there. And in about 3 minutes' time after the news, he'll be with us. So make sure you are. We'll see you and Bentley and Bradley right after this. Live on Drive on talkSPORT from New York.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big un. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Welcome back to the last hour drive live from New York on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and Darren Bent is alongside me. Still to come, we'll be looking ahead to Friday's World Cup draw. Can't wait for that. Of course, it's live on talkSPORT. But now we're delighted to be joined in the studio by this MLS superstar.
Bradley Wright Phillips, he stayed on side. He's in the penalty area. He puts it home, and he puts it out of reach.
And Bradley Wright Phillips for number 99, that's 100. And he's got the 100 jersey.
A great goal by Bradley Wright Phillips, who spins and fires home another goal in his storied career.
Yes, we're delighted to be joined by the 7th highest score in MLS history. And when you come to America and you come to New York, you have to meet up with Bradley Wright Phillips, and we have. We're delighted to welcome him to the show. Bradley, good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Are you all right?
I'm always tuning in on YouTube, so it's nice to see you guys here in the States.
Oh, how nice is that? What's your favourite show on talkSPORT?
Your guys' show. What's it called?
It's called Andy Goldstein's Drive Time Show.
That's the one. That's the one. Love it.
When you saw pictures of yourself, what were you saying?
Unacceptable. You got me on there doing a bicycle kick. I'm not even off the ground, but I was getting old then, so I couldn't. We call those the Bradsicles here.
But you're quite short, I think.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm deceiving. Don't do that. Don't do that. 6'2" I am.
Thank you so much for your time. We've got so much to talk to you about. But before we talk about your views on clubs, etc., you've been out here now. I think you've just turned 40. You were 40 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You've been out here for about 12 years,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Is this home now to you? I always want. I said to Benny, like, every time I come to New York, and it's not that often, but every time I come out, I'm still looking at the skyscrapers going, oh, they're so big. But do you have that feeling now, or is this home now?
No, anytime I come into the city, I do feel like I live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
When I do come into the city, I look around like, wow, I live in this place.
Okay.
I live in America. It's always, takes you back. Amazing place. Honestly, it's an amazing place to live. I never thought I'd end up in America. Here I am.
But that's what I was going to say to you, because when you made the move, what was it, 2013, you came over here, did you have the initial thought process of going into the MLS, playing a bit and then coming home? Or was it one of those, you got here, you fell in love with it and just said, I ain't going back?
That's exactly what it is, what you said the second time. Honestly, I came here, guys, I was going through, I don't think it was, visual to everyone else. I don't think they knew, like the people knew, but back home I was just going through a lot, like on the field. Football was coming second. And I had an opportunity to just come and train at Red Bull. Honestly, Thierry's there. I'm like, yeah, I'll go and train for 2 weeks.
Trust me.
Tim Cahill, those guys are like, you know what? I'll go and train for a couple of weeks. Once I got here, like you said, I'm like, nah, there's no way I'm going back. It's unbelievable.
What's it like for you over here? You must get recognised a lot. The reason I say that is because if you're 7th on the all-time list of Premier League goal scorers, I'm guessing you can't walk down the road without people driving you mad. Do you have that over here? I know soccer's growing literally day by day over here, and it's absolutely huge with the emergence of Messi, of course, playing his football in this country as well. What's it like? Do you get recognised wherever you go now?
I would love to lie to you, Andy, and say, yes, I'm getting swarmed, but nah, you don't really. Honestly, yeah. In New Jersey, a little bit more. Soccer town specifically, yeah, there'll be people that recognize me, but it's not crazy, and it never will be. That's the beauty about coming to America. When you play here, you play your game. Once you're done with that, you forgot about it, and that's what I fell in love with.
You spoke about Thierry Henry and Tim Cahill. I mean, Thierry's obviously probably my favourite player for Arsenal. Was he someone you looked at and went, oh my goodness, like when you walked in the first day and saw him, was you like, oh my goodness, like it's Thierry Henry?
Exactly that. It wasn't. I'd met him a couple of times before, but it's different when you're going to be on his team now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I'm like worried about my game. I'm like, damn, is this guy going to think is he going to think I'm terrible? You know, like every touch I'm trying to take care of him. But that's what he brought. He brought a different standard to my game. Like me needing to get away from England, and then him being there absolutely brought me to different levels.
I won't pry as to why you needed to leave England, but looking back now on your career, you left when you were, I think, 28.
28, yeah.
Do you look back now and think you should have come over here earlier? Or you do?
Yeah. It's weird that you asked that. I often say that to people when I have interviews. Is people ask me that, and I'm like, why didn't I come sooner? But you got to understand where we're from, especially then. You couldn't get MLS games, really. If you are getting them, it's going to be early in the morning. So I didn't know much about the league. It didn't even have to be America. I just wish, more English players go and take the chance and go play somewhere else, because, the Prem, the Championship, is not for everybody. And I feel like that was my journey.
Usually, and I won't pry, but usually when a player leaves the Premier League or English football to go to another country, usually 9 times out of 10 it's for money.
Yeah.
Was it crazy money? Was the difference playing over here huge? Was it any difference at all? Or you just wanted a clean break?
Yeah, it wasn't for money. I had to earn my money. When I first got here, I was on, I wouldn't say minimum, but I wasn't on a great paycheck. I had to bang in some goals, and then I got a little bit more. But yeah, it wasn't for money. Honestly, it was just to go away, get my head down, see something new, and really try and give, it felt like the last shot of my football career. So I just wanted to give it a real go.
Was it hard leaving the Red Bulls as well? Because you played, that's where you're obviously synonymous with the amount of goals you scored. I mean, 108 goals in 195. I hope that's correct.
Yeah.
Was it hard leaving them when you've been there for such a long time?
Yeah, I didn't want to leave. The Red Bull, if you know anything about Major League Soccer, the Red Bull are a team that focuses on youth and developing players. So when you get to around 32, 33, they're going to be looking at you like, hey, it's time to go. And it's a funny story because I remember my jersey, my shirt, I sound American, my shirt got retired.
Yeah.
But it's midway through the season, and at the time, I should have taken that as a hint. Like, if my shirt's retired, I mean, what am I going to wear? Next season. At the end of that season, I got let go. So yeah.
Hold on, you must have known. You are joking.
No, I didn't. Honestly, I thought I'll get another contract. You know what it's like, man.
Well, they retired.
You think that you're going to get renewed all the time?
Yeah.
They retired your shirt halfway through the season. Didn't tell you.
It wasn't halfway. It was like 3/4 of the way through. It got retired.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but at the end of the season, when they're like, no, we're not going to renew you, I was like, I should have known.
Yeah.
If you're retiring my jersey, but yeah, it wasn't easy. It's a club I love. I'm still involved with them now, but it's football, right?
Yeah, and football is coming over here, of course, next year. We've got the World Cup. How excited are you about that?
I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I can't believe I probably live 25 minutes from where the final will be. So it's amazing. I'm going to be around it a lot, hopefully, doing some work or just getting to the games, being at the bars. I just want to be amongst it because, whenever there's a World Cup, I was lucky to go to South Africa to watch Sean. And it was just an unbelievable carnival atmosphere. You know what I mean? You just want to be around that.
Do you think it will be? Sorry, Benny. Do you think it will be as big as the World Cup is wherever it goes over here?
Yeah, because I don't necessarily think it's the country. It's the people and the personalities and the cultures that the World Cup brings. Right? That's what I think gives you that carnival and that fandemonium.
How was the Club World Cup viewed over here? Because I enjoyed watching it. I love watching it. But obviously now you're talking about the biggest thing in the world, which is the World Cup. But how did the Club World Cup? How was that viewed?
There was ums and ahs. Me being a football fan, I loved it. But when you're looking at the stadiums, I think the one mistake they had, and who am I? The one mistake they did was putting it in NFL stadiums. I don't think we saw, arenas and stadiums filled to the brim. And I think if you got Club World Cup, it needs to be filled with atmosphere. And I think that's what Club World Cup missed. But for me, the quality of the games were good. I think the MLS teams made a good showing for themselves, playing against that quality. So it was good all round.
I asked Nigel this question. I asked you as well. What are the expectations for the Americans in the World Cup? Do you think realistically?
Realistically, I think they got to get out of the group. I think they got to get out of the group, and if they get a strong country playing against a strong nation, they got to show that they can compete with that nation. They might disagree with me, I don't want to. I'll probably leave here and get stoned, but that's what I think it is. I think it's get out of the group.
With the kids at school, it's difficult when you grow up. I'm guessing in America, there's so many sports that are viewed bigger than soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. You've got NFL, you've got the NBA, you've got baseball. I'm sure soccer is on that list, but it's certainly not in the top 3, maybe not in the top 5. When your kids mix with other kids in and around the area, do they talk about soccer? Is soccer a big thing for...
Well, that's all they do. My kids, my eldest is 16, my youngest is 8. At that age, well, especially the 13-year-old and the 8-year-old, they're all playing soccer.
Okay.
And I think people are going away from NFL because, the injuries you can get. I'm not sure parents want their kids playing that as much. So especially at a young age, soccer is very big.
Something Nigel told us, actually, we didn't talk about on air.
You're still listening to Nigel. Don't listen to... What did he say first? Let me hear this.
This is going to be an exclusive from you because he told us off air, and I thought we must talk about that on air with you. So if you want your kids to play football, like when they're 14, 15, you've got to pay for the privilege, right? For grassroots. There's no grassroots.
No, you're right. You got to have Benty money. If you want your kid to play, you got to have some Darren Bent money, man, to get them in and find a good club.
It's crazy money, right?
Yeah, it can be expensive. That's what I don't like. If your kid gets into the academy now, like say if you play for Red Bull Academy, then it's going to be paid for.
Right.
But to go to a travel team or a club team, you're going to be paying.
Yeah, if you want to play like Saturday or Sunday football, your kid who's 12 or 13, you've got to pay like £2,000-3,000 a year, dollars a year.
You're paying a lot of money.
What is the infrastructure like in terms of grassroots and then going into academies? Because we know what it's like in England in terms of the football pyramid is one of our greatest kind of success stories. What's it like over here?
So you'd play travel soccer until I think that's U13.
So
14.
it's travel soccer,
that's
grassroots.
Like your local team. Yeah, it's like your local team. Like my 8-year-old, my 13-year-old are in that.
Okay, yeah.
And then if they're good enough, they'll go to maybe you can get scouted by like a professional team, like I said, the Red Bull, or you go to a club team. There's different ones all around, like different states, and then after that, it depends how good you are. Then it may be a professional team then, or a college team, and then see where you go from there.
How good are your kids? Bent is 11. Is he 11 now, Milan?
Yeah.
Plays football, and every time he plays, I'm like, is he good? Is he good enough? And he's honest with me. How good are your kids?
My 13-year-old, he can play. He's a lefty, very technical. Wow. He's not as athletic yet. He's getting there. He's a growing boy, but understanding the game, touch, finishing, he can play.
If they get to where they're going in this country, like let's say 15, 16, 17, you're looking at one of your kids or both of them and you're thinking, he's got a bit of a talent. Will you keep him here or will you speak to your friends back in England?
It's a great question. It's a great question. I've often thought that. It would depend where the level is at here and how it is set up for young players. You would have to see. You're not sure. My first thought is send him back home. Send him to his grandparents or uncles. Yeah. So we'll see though. You got to see what the level's like when he's of age or she's of age.
It must be difficult because I think I'd be the same. I think I'd want him to go and try back in Europe because obviously, of course, the standard is better. Because you can come back, I think, to the MLS. But I mean, if you've got an opportunity to go and play for even like Championship League One, it's hard to turn that down.
But what we're seeing now, that you're seeing Major League soccer players going from MLS to the Championship to the Prem, so it wouldn't also be a bad route.
We've got you for an hour, right?
We have.
Have you been impressed that we're sort of 15 minutes in? I've not even mentioned your dad.
I love that.
I'm not going to do that because we've got you because
it's. Mentioned it.
Yeah, but people might not know who he is. All right, I mean they can work it out. I'm not going to mention it because we've got you because of you today.
All right? Thank you.
How is Ian? Is he all right? More from me, Ben Ian and Bradley right after this live and drive and talk sport. Welcome back to Drive in the USA on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent. The superstar is Bradley Wright Phillips is with us, and our friends at Just Eat. Order on the app today and you could win one of millions of prizes. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. We are bringing you a week of shows from the USA ahead of the World Cup draw. It's live on talkSPORT in Washington on Friday. We'll be there as well. Now, before we move on, I jokingly mentioned your dad going into the break just for a cheap laugh. And I said, we're not going to talk about him anymore because it's about you. But then in the break, you did tell me something funny. I said, we have to mention it. So I asked you if your dad's well known out here, and you said...
They know him, but I apologise, Dad. They call him Ian Wright Phillips.
That is incredible.
I've heard that like more than 100 times.
That's amazing.
Like they'll come up to me and say, I saw your dad on one of those clips or a viral video, Ian Wright Phillips, right? And I'm like,
so they don't do it to take the mickey?
No, they think he's Ian Wright Phillips.
Oh, that's even better.
Unbelievable. It's disrespectful. Sorry, Dad.
I'm going to change your dad's name in my phone to Ian Wright Phillips.
Please do it. Please.
Do you ever call him that?
No, I wouldn't disrespect him like that.
Maybe I shouldn't either. Then.
I'm a big boy now, but there's still some fear there.
Maybe I shouldn't either. Right, let's talk about the Premier League, shall we? The club where Bradley started his professional career in England. Man City, they beat Leeds 3-2 and needed Phil Foden to win it for them in stoppage time. What a goal that was, by the way. They're now 5 points behind Arsenal at the top of the league. If anyone's going to catch Arsenal, it's City, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why were you hesitant there?
Because I don't know if I'm just going off for recency bias. It's just that Chelsea performance and what they looked like the other day scared me a little bit, being an Arsenal fan. But yeah, we've seen what City have done over the years. You're never going to write them off. They're obviously still in the title race.
When you say you saw what Arsenal did the other day,
no, that Chelsea performance, 10 men, they look like there's something in there that they're ready to arrive. That's what that game told me against Arsenal the other day. We are here, we see you, and we want to battle with you.
Do you think you're going to win the league?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. That's unusual for an Arsenal fan to say it so early on, right?
I'm saying that, yeah.
No, we'll win the league.
100%?
Yeah, 100%. Clip it.
You don't look... What would Ian Wright Phillips say about that?
No, I just think, why not? Why are we not winning this season?
Well, I think you should. You've got such a great squad. You've got two players for every position. And it's not just, in my opinion, it's not just the fact you've got depth, but everyone else in and around you don't look like they're up for this season.
That too. I feel like Arsenal get a bad rap. We love talking about the narrative of being bottlers and all of this, but we're asking Arsenal to be perfect. Look at last week. Arsenal, we played Tottenham. Emotional, tough. We made it look easy, but it was tough. Then you got to play Bayern. Then you go to Chelsea. So what? It's 10 men. That's an amazing week. Just because Arsenal's not perfect now, it's like, hey, they're shaking a little bit. No.
I don't think people are saying shaky now, are they?
Not shaky, but they're like, they should have won that. You got to win that game. It's Chelsea.
Certainly people are waiting for it. And
yeah, they are.
But you did the same thing as well. Because when Arsenal drew with Sunderland, you went, here we go.
Wheels are falling off. Wait.
Yeah, but that's because I don't want him to be happy. It's a real obvious equation that, success equals Bentley being happy, equals a whole season of me sitting next to him, looking at me and smiling, going, well, we're Premier League champions. And I just don't want that to happen.
It's going to happen.
I hope it happens, but one person that does scare me, and I'm sure you've got a lot of respect for him because he played the same position as us, is Erling Haaland.
Oh, man.
Now, do you think there's an over-reliance from City on him?
Yeah.
And do you think that if City are going to win the league, it's because of him?
Yeah, I don't think they have enough of that middle of the park dominance anymore to where the game's completely in their control. So yeah, he's going to have to be the Erling Haaland we've come to know, and I don't expect him to be anything different, to be honest. He makes goal scoring look very easy. Yeah, if they're going to be in a title race, it will be due to him.
Sorry, I was going to just say, how highly do you rate him? Because we have not mixed emotions, but there are people that say all he does is score goals, which I think is ridiculous.
What's his job?
Exactly right. I think it's ridiculous, and then they almost use that as a kind of a stick to beat him with.
Yeah.
But in terms of Premier League greats, I mean, he's about to get in the 100 club. He's very close. I think it's 1 or 2 before he gets in there. How highly do you rate him compared to other greats?
He's going to be, if we're just going to talk about numbers, and this is what people do now, he's going to be the very best. There will be no better goal scorer than him for a long time. He's unbelievable. It's relentless. I've been on the pitch before, Benny, and obviously you played way higher than me, so you had to have different mentality. There's times I scored a brace, and I was like, you know what, I'm good, man. You can get me out of here. I'm actually good. Haaland wants to score 10.
Does it matter if a striker, and my answer is going to be no, it doesn't matter. Does it matter if a striker scores a goal or two in a game and that's all he does? And I know it doesn't
matter, especially if you win.
It doesn't matter.
Especially if you win. That's why he's there. We have technicians in the midfield. We've got guys that can head the ball. You've got defenders. You've got different roles for everyone. That's why it's called a team. It's called a team because everyone's doing different parts to make this team go in one direction. Haaland's job is to score goals. And by the way, for everyone saying that he just scores goals, he's link-up play and all-round play has got a lot better. Hold-up play and everything has got a lot better.
Is he the best striker on the planet?
Yeah.
He's better than Harry Kane?
Oh, yeah, I'm wilding. Sorry, that was crazy.
No, that's fine.
No, because now we've got to go into goal scorer, just talking about goal scorer realms. No, Harry Kane, best all-round striker. Best all-round, yeah, number 9.
Yeah?
He's the best goal scorer.
Yeah. Is he the best player in the world?
No. You can't be the best player in the world just being a goal scorer.
You can't?
No.
Ronaldo?
No.
Ronaldo who?
Ronaldo, CR7.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Messi?
No, come on.
Well, he's won the Ballon d'Or.
Do you think Ronaldo? Are you one of those people that think Ronaldo's better than Messi?
No, I'm not. I don't like the way you pointed at me.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm about to judge you then.
Hold on, your dad's not Messi, right, Phillips, is he? No, I'm not. But I think you can be judged the best player on the planet if you're a striker.
I don't know, man. For me, it's always the eye test. I think to be the best player in the world, it's got to look like Messi. It's got to look like Zidane. It's got, there's got to be something else there.
So Ronaldo's not?
No.
But you know what's mad? And it's good he said that because I like the eye test. I think nowadays we live in a generation and people where stats, they will find a stat to back up everything. Do you know what I mean? It's too stat heavy. And sometimes you do forget about, well, hold on, what are my eyes telling me?
Yeah.
So numbers wise, Cristiano is out of this world.
Yeah.
But as a centre forward, because out of the two Ronaldos, I use them as an example, Cristiano's way more goals, way more accolades.
It's not even close.
I don't think it's even close in terms of centre forward.
What do you make of the fact that Ronaldo's allowed to play the first game in the World Cup?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I didn't read too much into it, but just from what I've heard, I probably heard it on you guys' show. I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it. But I don't know that. I've not gone into the depths of it, so I'm not going to start talking about it like I know. But
I can
from
tell
what
you
I've
if
heard,
you want.
I don't like it.
So he got a 3-game ban for a red card against Republic of Ireland.
Yeah.
And he served the first match. And then the next one and the one after that are the first 2 games in the World Cup. But FIFA have said, we're going to suspend it for a year. If you do anything naughty, then the ban comes in. But
I don't like it. I don't like it.
No.
It's not fair.
No,
now you've got to do that for everyone.
Yeah, well, there are other players that still have their suspension upheld. That's the problem.
That will change.
Yeah, it has to.
It has to change.
Yeah, it has to. You can't carry on doing that.
Okay. We've got you for another half hour, right?
Let's go.
Okay. Ian Wright Phillips' son is with us in the studio. Still to come, and also will be new team news from the Championship as Birmingham take on Watford. First, it's time for the last Googling of the day. We are in America ahead of the World Cup draw late this week on Friday. In Washington, we'll be there. The last time the USA hosted the World Cup was back in 1994. We want to know what was the biggest selling song in the USA at that time. You got no chance, either of you.
I think I know it.
Yes, because you got the answer in front of you.
I haven't looked at it.
You're such a... Wow. Swearing your kids alive. I think I know it. You're a disgrace. More than the 3 of us after this. Don't laugh at him.
talkSPORT's Martin Keown thinks Chelsea's ill discipline cost them 3 points at home to Arsenal.
The back four at the end of the game, there was only one member of the regular back four still on the pitch. Calafiori had to go off because he'd had a booking. So all in all, I think Arsenal will be happy with that.
Enzo Maresca has no complaints about Caicedo's first half red card in the 1-1 draw, while Simon Jordan says Chelsea can win the Premier League again, just not this season.
It looks to me like that Chelsea are going to be the people that are going to perhaps push Arsenal. Liverpool are going to find themselves, they're going to recover, and all of this nonsense about Liverpool will find itself getting together. Man City are not the same team as they were.
Johan Wissa's closer to making his Newcastle debut following a knee injury. Eddie Howe says Wissa's playing a full training game and will play another this week.
Everything's positive, but he will be back involved when we think he's able to contribute to the group and has a minimal chance of re-injury.
Newcastle versus Spurs is live on talkSPORT tomorrow night. Meanwhile, former Spurs striker Meadows questioned the mentality of the current squad, who have just 5 points from 7 home games this season. And Meadows doesn't think Thomas Frank has any players worth watching.
With all the respect to all the players that we have, we don't have a player like Kane. We don't have a player like Robbie Keane. We don't have a player like Son, of course.
Serena Wiegmann hasn't had any talks about extending her England contract, but says she's very relaxed about it.
I'm still really enjoying the job. I think the team is still enjoying that I'm around. I think that's really, really important too.
Wiegmann's current deal expires at the end of the 2027 World Cup. Hampden Park, meanwhile, is being renamed in a sponsorship deal. Scotland's national stadium is now called Barclays Hampden. And Ascot Racecourse has announced record prize money of £19.4 million from next year, an increase of £1.65 million. There's more on talksport.com.
You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, Bradley White Phillips, Darren Bent is here. I'm going to ask a question if you don't know it. There's something wrong with you. What was the biggest selling song in America the last time they had the World Cup in 1994? I mean, it's this.
I think it was Ace of Base, right?
We've already established you're cheating.
Oh, sorry.
He's acted so bad, isn't it?
No, but I think Boys to Men might have been in their top 3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the second one?
Oh, I fucking remember right, it was.
I'll give you a clue. It's what
Was it All for One?
It's what I'm going to do in a minute.
Swear.
Yeah, I swear. Right, still to come, we'll be bringing you team news ahead of tonight's game in the Championship between Birmingham and Watford. But now it's time for talkSPORT to preview the FIFA World Cup 2026 draw, brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van.
talkSPORT's FIFA World Cup 2026 draw preview, brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. Search Sprinter Service B for the current fixed price offer.
Yes, we're all getting very excited about the draw for next summer's World Cup. Of course, takes place this Friday, live on talkSPORT in Washington. Drive is coming from you from the coming to you from the USA every single day this week as we build up to it. And remember that on Friday, we, as in me and Benny, are on air at the later time of 7 p.m. at 7 p.m. UK time for the World Cup draw after party. The draw, of course, will be before that in drive time, so we'll be on air straight after to react to it. Now, because we're joined by a man who's spent a large part of his career playing football here in the US, Bradley White Phillips, we thought we'd get your view on everything and anything, because the Americans, they tend to do everything bigger and better. So do you expect everything that I've just said to have a huge effect on the World Cup draw on Friday? Is it going to be like a World Cup draw we've never seen before?
Yeah, they'll probably get Jay-Z coming out doing a song out. Please. They'll probably have some kind of a period. No, it should be. Yeah, it's America. It's a big deal. We're hoping to see, some American stuff, what we normally see, the glitter, the big announcement. I hope so.
Is it going to be one of those moments where a lot of people will stop what they're doing? Because, of course, around Europe, when the World Cup draw is taking place, no one, if you're a football fan, the majority of people are, it's without doubt the biggest sporting event in the world, the World Cup draw. It might not be over here, but it certainly is throughout the world.
It's the biggest growing sport over here. But I think there will be. I think people will stop to see, what, their country, what group they're going to be in, and who they're playing against and where the games are going to be at. For the World Cup, I don't care what country it's in, the world should stop.
Go fast forward into the World Cup. Who do you make favourites for the competition? And also, what should be the expectation for the USA?
USA, they got to get out of the group, like we spoke about a little bit. They got to get out of the group. I think there's a lot of young players. I know a lot of them. Played with a few of them. I think they got to get out of the group. There's some talent there. So I expect that from them. I'm putting England up there as favourites.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm putting England. England are similar to Arsenal with me. Everything's there. We got what we need, I think.
Hold on. I hope not, because we want England to win, right?
Here we go. But in terms of potential, we have the squad, we have the players, like proven goal scorer. There's no reason why we shouldn't be, getting to the final at least.
Well, we're in the best possible position because we had such a great qualifying campaign, right? I don't know how much you can take from seeing England qualify against teams that we were expected to beat, but we didn't concede a goal and we looked pretty good. Do you think that Thomas Frank knows his starting 11?
Thomas Frank.
Thomas Tuchel.
We don't want him in there. We don't want him in there. He's struggling with Tottenham right now.
Do you think another Thomas Tuchel knows his starting 11?
No, I don't think he knows it. I don't think he should know it. Right, we still got time. I wouldn't want him to know it now. If you're a player trying to get into that squad, you'd want there to be some hope that maybe if you have a great end to the season, that you can maybe get in that starting 11. So I don't think he knows it.
Can I ask what you would pick as your 11? Do you know your 11?
No, I don't know my 11.
Okay, would you start Jude Bellingham?
I would, because Jude is a clutch player. Jude is a player that he doesn't have to be playing well. Touches don't have to be going for him. But in a moment that you need him, I think he turns up. And in tournament-style football, that's what you need.
Who do you think is England's most important player?
It's a great question.
Can I throw some names at you?
Yeah,
okay.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, agreed.
Right, I agree with you. The name I was going to throw at you was going to be Declan Rice.
Hey, that's the next captain right there.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the next captain, right? He'll be very important. He will be. But for me, it's Harry Kane. Because the games are all going to be tight. They're all going to be close, especially when you get into those later rounds. You're going to need someone that can, get you over the line, score a goal, make a big play. And that's him, slightly behind him, Jude Bellingham.
Do you know what? When we talk about Harry Kane on our show, we have people phone up, a lot of people, and so they don't,
by the way.
They don't understand it. When we talk about Harry Kane being one of the best strikers in world football.
Not having him.
What?
Well, they say he doesn't turn up to big games.
If you think Harry Kane is not like one of the best players around, I don't know what you're smoking. That man is a top player. Not just goals, first touch. He's added to his game where he can drop into pockets on the half turn, find his wider players. He's unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's gone to a different country at Bayern. Can you imagine the pressure at Bayern? You go there and just start banging in goals like it's nothing.
Do you know what's funny is that the one thing they used to beat him is a penalty merchant. And I don't get it because we spoke about World Cup golden boots, European golden boots, Bundesliga golden boots, Premier League, and still people will just not give him the credit he deserves.
I think players, fans nowadays, and I'm not sure if it's the younger generation, they're spoiled. There's a lot of talent out there. We've seen a lot of great players and they're spoiled. If you can't understand who and what Harry brings to the game, watch NFL.
We saw an England game recently where Harry Kane wasn't up top and we didn't replace him. We played a sort of false number 9. Do you think that's the way forward if, God forbid that
Who
Harry
would be
Kane...
your false number 9? Who did we go with?
Foden it was.
We played with Foden up top.
He's got it in him now, man. No, you need to someone needs to step up. You need to bring another number 9.
So the options are Ollie Watkins. We've got Dominic Solanke if he's fit.
Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck.
Man,
Ivan
like
Toney. So would he be your next choice, Danny Welbeck?
No, he wouldn't be my next choice. It's harsh to say that, actually. He's having a better season than Watkins.
Yeah.
He's having a better season than Watkins, but if we're talking about on the world stage, it's tough. I would like to see Ollie Watkins find his form, because on his day, let's not forget, this was a man that was chased by Arsenal. On his day, he's very lethal. He just needs to find that form.
If he's not getting game time, Benny, at Villa, do you think he should move in January?
Yeah. This is so important. We just spoke about Thomas Tuchel not knowing maybe he's starting 11. If he wants to be, he's not going to start, but if he wants to be on that plane and in that squad, he's got to go somewhere and play, or he's got to find his way back into that Villa side quickly.
It was going to hurt him. I think when you see someone playing your position that doesn't naturally play your position, he would have looked at that last England squad and gone, because you can almost take it, even if it hurts, if another striker's there, you go, okay, fair enough. But when you see not another striker in the squad and then he puts a midfield player in your position, that's going to only go one or two ways. You're either going to kind of chuck it, or you're going to go, nah, I'm not having this, and then get yourself in the team and start scoring goals again.
I think at Villa, they look at Unai maybe looks at him like he doesn't need him to win. When you got a player like Ollie Watkins on his day, like I just said, he's very good finisher, very good player, handful for any defence. But when you're not getting in the side, it tells me that they don't think they need him to win games. And as a striker, one as big as him, that can't be the case. You got to get out of it.
Where's our weakness? Defensively?
Yeah, who would we play? Would you be Mark Gahey?
And Stones, maybe.
Stones, would he be fit?
Konza, maybe, if you like.
Konza. I like Ezri Konza.
Me too.
I might go Ezri Konza and Gahey, because Stones, I'm not sure what his fitness is like. When he's fully fit, he's the best.
Dan Burn?
You bring him just for the banter. I just like looking at that.
I thought you were going to say for the banter.
So did I.
Not for the banter. He's a top player, but like, yeah.
No, when you said,
No, Dan Burn,
I've
he
got
doesn't
good
start.
news and bad news. You're in the squad.
But just for banter. I think you bring him. Yeah, you bring. He's not starting, is he?
Okay. What about Bentley's mate, Jordan Henderson?
That's your mate. Obviously, yes. Under it. Yeah, I think Henderson's shown, coming back to the Premier League at that level, that he can still do it. And you got to bring him for experience and around the place too.
If you were going to bring someone for the banter, who would it be?
That's a great question. Probably be you and Benny. That decent.
Could do a lot worse, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've got a question for you. Someone who I think maybe I love him, right? And he would probably be my second option if he was still here. And I'm sure you like him as well as Ivan Toney. And we had this conversation. Now, he could come back in January, but he's leaving an awful lot of money on the table. We're talking, I think, reports 14 million.
Yeah, but going to the World Cup, would that be worth it? I would leave that.
So that's what I say. If that's you, what are you doing?
I'm right back to England.
Oh, yeah, you're leaving that 40 million on the table?
100%. To go to the World Cup.
Yeah. You might not get any game time.
I'm going to the World Cup. I just want a bedroom. Just give me a bed.
Wow.
Team dinners. Yeah. Just get me amongst.
You really
I'm
would
good.
put. I think it was more like 20 actually, but you would put 40
I'll go
million.
into the World Cup. You're not getting a chance to go to the World Cup all the time. That's a dream. That's what dreams
Can you
are made
understand? I mean, listen, you moved over here to play, but it wasn't for the money. He's obviously gone over to Saudi for the money. Reported, I think it's like 400, 500,000 pound a week. Can you understand why a player in his pomp would do that?
In the beginning, I couldn't, and I spoke to a few friends. I remember when this first started happening, this whole Saudi thing, and guys were leaving. I'm thinking, you're too young to be going to Saudi. But if you put that check in someone's face, it's very difficult to say, no, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? Why do we not, just because he's playing in Saudi, why can't he be in the England team?
So I agree with you.
He's still a quality player.
I know, but the quality of opposition he's playing against week in, week out.
But Ronaldo does it, and he goes with Portugal. He scores goals with Portugal.
Kante did it.
Kante.
Laporte did it, and he won it.
Only we have this issue. Only in England we do this.
I don't have that, but I'm guessing that's the reason for it. I mean, your levels would drop off, right, if you're not playing against top-class opposition every week. I mean, that's only natural, right?
I don't know, because we're seeing Ronaldo scoring at international level. So
no, but he's got enough credit in the bank, Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's more difficult to leave him out than it would be Tony, but for me, I think Ivan Toney's a quality player. If you got him in and around that England squad, remember, you go there and you're training for a while. He's not just going to walk in straight from the...
Let me ask you, would you take him because we're desperate for backup, or would you take him because he's good in that
No,
good?
I'll take him because I'm a big fan of Ivan Toney.
Yeah,
I think he brings a lot to the team. It's different too. Even if you're winning a game 1-0, you can bring Ivan Toney on. He holds the ball up. He get you a little extra advantage in the final third. I like him.
Okay, quick word about Scotland. They've qualified. They're going to be in pot 3. Is their job done? I don't mean to sound patronising at all, but them qualifying is incredible.
Yeah.
And our expectation is we've got to win it.
Yeah.
Is Scotland's just what happens? We're there.
I've got some Scottish friends, and I would like to go to Scotland, so I don't want to be too...
I know, but I don't
I'm joking, but their jobs, I think for them, that's success.
It's no lose, right?
That's success. Them getting to the World Cup in that fashion too is success.
Okay, are we going to win the World Cup?
He's going to get me beat up, this guy.
I know he is, trust me.
No,
every day.
I preempted it with I don't mean to be like rude or facetious or anything like that, but I think Scottish fans are not going to win the World Cup, right?
Yeah, they should do.
Yeah, are we going to win it?
Yeah.
We're going to win the race. Coming home. Is it? It's coming home.
I say that all the time, but it's coming home.
How many times have we been wrong? That was our preview of Friday's FIFA World Cup draw 2026, brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, driving businesses forward for 30 years.
talkSPORT's FIFA World Cup 2026 draw preview, brought to you by the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. Got a Sprinter 906? Get a Service B now for a fixed price, expert technicians, and complete peace of mind.
Bradley, we've sadly got to let you go.
No.
I know. I could have kept talking to you for another 5 hours. We can't do that for 2 reasons. One, we have to let you go, and 2, we're off air in 15 minutes. So it makes no sense.
It's good for you guys, though.
You've been an absolute joy and a delight. Thank you so much. I know you said, I think you're one of the breaks, that you'll come over to England at some stage.
Oh, for sure.
When you do, we'd be absolutely honoured. We'd roll out the red carpet if you come and join me and Bentley in the Drive Time studio.
I'd appreciate that. Should I bring Ian Wright-Phillips?
Who? do you know what? And what we were saying off air, he wouldn't turn up anyway.
He actually wouldn't turn up.
He
probably wouldn't reply to our messages.
Of course he wouldn't. Just send us loads of gifts. You've been an absolute star. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Always our pleasure. More from me and Benny right after this Live and Drive on talkSPORT. Who's this, DB? Boys to Men? I swear. Oh, I swear. We had that before. Boys to Men. I swear.
No, they weren't Boys to Men.
Who's this? I swear. We don't know.
No, because Boys to Men was I'll Make Love to You. That was that tune.
Whoa! Well, that's been a good show. It's the Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent and Justy. Right now, there are millions of prizes to be won, from Champions League final tickets to £1,000 cash when you place an order on the app. 18+ terms apply. We are, of course, bringing you a week of shows from the US of A ahead of the World Cup draw in Washington. It's on Friday and it's live on talkSPORT, and we'll be doing the show straight after that as well. I think it's called the World Cup After Party. Nicely named. Follow us at 7. Natalie Sawyer, Danny Murphy and Darren Lewis. They bring you kick-off. Tonight in the Championship, Birmingham, they welcome Watford. It's a game you can hear live on talkSPORT 2. Nigel Adderley is watching for talkSPORT and has got all the team news for us now. Nigel, good evening to you.
Evening, Andy. One change apiece. Birmingham can go within a point of the top 6 with a win here, but Watford, who won their first away game since February against Derby last time out, they could also move above them with a win. Tomoki Awata is a big miss for Birmingham. He's suspended after being an ever-present so far this season. So Bright Asai Samuel, the Nigerian international, comes in for him. One change as well for Watford. Tom Ince replaces Edo Kayambe, and the former Birmingham and Watford striker Troy Deeney will be alongside me for kick-off over on talkSPORT 2 at 8 o'clock.
Good work as always. Thank you for that. Right, in a moment, producer Joe will be making his US debut live on national radio. But first, it's time for this.
Step up to the Oki and win on talkSPORT.
Yes, we're closing in on the talkSPORT Darts Trophy 2025, now in its third year, where 8 of talkSPORT's biggest names, including Bentley, will go head-to-head ahead of the PDC World Darts Championship kickoff. And this year, you, yes, you and a mate could be right there with us. You'll be the only members of the public allowed in on Wednesday the 10th of December in London. 2 seats, 2 insider passes. A true money can't buy experience for the ultimate talkSPORT fan. And then, how about this, the very next day, you'll both be heading to the opening day of the PDC World Darts Championship at Ali Pali. Plus, we'll sort out 2-night stay at a very plush and posh hotel for you. And on top of that, we'll give you £2,500 in cash. For your chance to win, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. A text will cost you £2 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call, get your pens out, 0343 423 9761. 0343 423 9761. Lines close 4 p.m. next Thursday. That's when you'll need to answer your phone, but only if it rings. If it doesn't, don't bother. 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. So for your chance to win, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. Now, this is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Producer Joe is with us on set.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
How is it for you in the US of A?
It's quite good here, isn't it?
You enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
We had a little walk about New York City earlier on.
We did, and last night as well.
It's cold, isn't it?
It's freezing, yeah. Baltic.
You did, pardon?
Baltic.
Oh, I thought you were being rude. You stayed up late last night, as in 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Because you didn't want to do what he did, which was going to bed about 8 p.m. and then waking up at 4:30 in the morning going, I'm awake.
Yep.
Did you get through it?
No, I woke up about 5:15.
Okay, you know we've probably all got about one more night of jet lag before we're back to normal.
I'm back now.
And then we'll fly
No,
home.
you're not.
I'm back now.
And then we fly home.
I'm back now as well.
Yeah, I'm
I
back
don't
now.
think you are. No, don't fall into that. No. You're not back. About 10 o'clock tonight, you're getting extremely tired.
You know what feels weird? So it's almost 7 p.m. at home. I was waiting for that earlier.
Jack, well done, man. Well done. That was something off your own back as well. Good work. Yeah, it's time for the end of the show quiz. Stop rabbiting on, would you? What are we doing for the end of the show quiz?
We're going to do a little US themed The List.
Oh, I love The List.
Very
well,
good
you've
work,
cheated
Jack.
as well, Benny. I saw you looking over my shoulder.
Nah, I didn't see
What's
nothing.
the matter with you?
I didn't see nothing.
Do you know the answers?
I promise I didn't see nothing.
So you keep
Yeah,
lying.
So my
he
kids
wouldn't have been
live.
able to see it properly.
All right.
And you'll never get number one.
Don't get me to do that. Oh, no.
We won't get number one?
Yeah.
All right,
Go on
if we do, you're buying dinner tonight.
All right.
That steak restaurant, $120 a
No, because they're going to tell you in your ears back at base.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
of course
I thought you just wrote this just now.
Billy sent it to me.
Oh, did it?
I'll take his out if you want.
Billy.
You're all right.
Yeah, do you want me to take out my ears out?
No, you're all
Okay,
good.
go on
I'll
then.
trust you.
Okay.
Can you name the top 10 US artists /solo/bands, whatever,
of all time
to sell the most albums in the USA?
Hey, Michael Jackson, book it.
Locking it in?
Yeah, 100%.
Number 5.
Garth Brooks.
Well, it's not because that's not his name.
Garth Crooks. Gareth Brooks.
Gareth Brooks. Oh, yeah. Oh, so you remember it's Gareth now?
Yeah.
So somebody just told you that.
I swear on my kid's life, no one's told me that.
All right.
Is that number one?
It is number one.
That's
ridiculous, though, isn't it?
No, because when you said you won't
Who
get
is
it, I
he?
knew it'd be a country western singer.
Okay.
I knew that.
Western. Is he famous, is he? Has he got any famous
He's number
songs?
one, yeah. Don't break my
Elvis,
heart.
no?
Oh, yeah, you got to see Elvis in there. We're going to smash this.
Elvis number 2.
By the way, we've just won dinner.
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
Elvis number 2.
Where was MJ on that list?
Number 5.
Bruce Springsteen.
I've got the amount they've sold as well. Bruce Springsteen, number 8.
We are at
71 million copies.
So is it Americans or just any artist?
American.
US artists in the USA.
Oh, US artist.
Britney Spears.
No.
Hey, Prince.
That's 1 life gone.
Prince.
Your little man, Prince.
2 lives gone.
Smack with you. We go for him. Is he going to be like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or something like that?
No.
Could it be a band?
Hey,
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Beyonce's got to be up there.
Beyonce.
3 lives gone.
Oh, well, we get 6 lives because we're.
Yeah, you got a minute. I can just give you the list. The rest.
No.
of them.
What about like your man like Jay-Z or something?
No, Drake?
Nope and nope.
Oh my.
Is there R&B in there?
There's some R&B in there. Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, here you go.
Number 4.
Okay.
110 million copies.
We're missing out
Hey,
bigger.
Madonna?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
she's English, don't she?
What?
Let's check it.
What? No.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
weren't
sure.
checking that.
I'm
were you?
joking. Madonna?
No.
Britney Spears is a good shout, you know.
So far you've got Gareth Brooks number 1, Elvis number 2, Taylor Swift 4, Michael Jackson 5, and Bruce Springsteen.
Why about
8.
Jackson being at
Can I
5?
say we have an American friend over there? Feel free to shout any out if you want to. Oh, even she doesn't know. Oh dear. Okay.
Give me new or old?
You've got lots of
Frank
old ones
Sinatra.
in here. Yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
Nope.
Hey, Bublé, Christmas time, come on. Hey, Mariah Carey.
Sorry,
Mariah
Bublé's
Carey.
English.
Mariah Carey.
Bublé's English.
No, he's not, he's American.
No, he's American.
Oh, Michael Bublé.
What other Bublé do you know?
Mariah Carey is in there, number 7.
Mariah. Hey, Whitney Houston. Got the rest of us?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Right, okay, give us the initials.
So you've got in at number 3, it's a band.
Justin Timberlake. Oh.
No.
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
E, it starts with.
NSYNC.
Nope.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
Well done.
Number 6.
Keep doing that, by the way.
Piano Man.
Oh, Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
And this is like stupid then.
What are you going to say? Elton John.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Heavy band.
What, is it they...
Metallica.
Metallica.
I don't know where that's come from.
Well done.
I don't
Last
know
one.
where
And number 10. I think she had a high street built under her house.
Barbara Streisand. Barbara.
Streisand.
Barbs.
She did.
There you go.
She did. Good work, Joe. Would you
Cheers.
do me a favour? Get off
Should
my
we come
set.
back tomorrow?
Yes, we'll
It's not yours.
get off this set. Me and DB will be back tomorrow.
Boys to men, I'll make love to you.
I'll make love to you. We'll be making love to you tomorrow at the same time, 4 o'clock. UK. Maybe we won't. It translates differently over this side of the pond. Thank you for listening. Make sure you join us tomorrow for our second show, live from America. 4 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. over here. Have a good evening. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.